Greetings. We find ourselves again faced with the dark lands of Barovia, but do not worry. You have help. Not the least of which being.
Hi, Maravilis. I'm playing Sasha of the Unseen Eye, the Vistani Diviner. I will see treachery in its darkest depths, amongst broom closets or in crypts.
The ones just in the shadows.
Inside of castles or under hidden... I find stuff, evil stuff. Kill it. Let's do this. I'm excited for the session. I'm hyped. Let's go.
I'm Robert. I'm playing Greila, the nature cleric, who is offended by all the unnatural nonsense going on, including these brooms that apparently try to attack people.
It's coming around.
Broom. Anyway.
Coming around.
I'm Jeff. My name's Jeff. I'm playing a kinky monk ranger named Crack. And yeah.
I really wanted to be like, my name's Jeff. Stupid me while you said his name.
Wait, you're his brother.
Out of
so you have
character.
the most.
Out of character? Me too.
I don't know what they're talking about.
Break.
My name's Ed, playing Siguror, the barbarian ancestral guardian, and quite puzzled, but more happy, actually on, seems like to be the right path to end goal, which this group seems to be holding out so far. Still hesitant, still don't trust them all, especially you. You live here. You live here!
I don't live here.
He attacked me, so it could have been stuff.
Oh, wow. Yeah, fuck right off.
Despite his past with the land, Sasha, at least from what it seems, crusades against the darkness, as do you all in your own special ways. Said crusade last time brought you to the Blood on the Vine Tavern, where you'd inquired about a room after being dejectedly told that there was only wine of one vintage in stock. You would notice that there were a bunch of people who were keeping to themselves quite obviously, and then 3 Vistani who were not keeping to themselves quite obviously. As you were standing, waiting for the barkeep to return, though it will be some time before he does, you feel, what shall you do?
He handed us glasses, right? Not like mugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, another question. Is the barkeep, he's just a normal person? He's not Vistani or nothing?
He is not Vistani.
Huh. Interesting.
The Vistani stick out as they have much more obviously fair complexions, as opposed to the rest of the people you've seen so far, who've been rather sallow.
That figures. I'm just wondering.
They also dress in bright colors.
And
these ones do not, but a little bit of lore that you gotta pretend you don't know until you know it.
I'm just wondering, because it's interesting to think and wonder how he gets this fucking wine.
He said that he gets it from vineyard number 5 or something like that.
That's the
That's
thing.
what he says,
Their
right?
shipment hasn't come in quite a while.
He used specific names, but he didn't mention the name of the specific place.
No, he didn't. But he did remember. He did mention the specific wine, which was like vineyard number 5 or vintage number 5 or something like that.
He also mentioned dragons, whatever.
Something.
Which they were out of.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be that hard to find a supplier that supplies those two.
That's fine. I think at the end of last session you were going over to talk to them.
Yes, I was going to. Yeah, I was actually going to start.
As soon as fucking
Siguror.
no, as
Valid.
soon as Sakar sees Siguror start to move, I'm going to say first the things. The things from the house. I'm going to take them and exchange them.
You want to sell all this stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna go sell the stuff. And over the shit.
When I handed the backpack, also has all the bones and shit from the people.
You hit
Here,
things.
scrawny wizard,
Crack.
take all this shit.
As this exchange is happening, you notice out of the corner of your eye.
Did the tiger skin
Some-
turn into ash?
We didn't pick it
Hey,
up.
did the tiger skin wrap turn into ash?
We did.
Oh, that.
Unfortunately, yes.
Damn it.
Motherfucker, because that would have been worth a lot.
Damn, that means the wolf statues probably would have also. Not statues. Stuff. Wolf
Yeah, probably.
would have.
I clarified in the Discord because I thought it was good to get it out of the way immediately.
Yeah.
You notice out of the corner of your eye, there is a hooded figure that pauses a second longer than a normal person would at the door of the tavern before moving on. It's very slight, very deliberate.
Is he gone yet?
Yes. Instead of passing by it, he walks and he stops for like 2 ticks, enough that it's not a mistake, but he doesn't like look inside or anything and moves on.
Huh.
So yeah, once this stuff is handed over to me, I'm going to head out the door and go to the general store. Anything? I think
I had asked.
don't quote me. I think someone had asked.
Yeah, I had asked.
Yeah.
About a store, and I think the bartender mentioned somewhere, right?
I believe so.
Okay, then yeah, I'll head there with Siguror.
It will be a little difficult selling something, but
I'll say,
you've been given some advice.
I'll say in character, if careful would figure that would point.
Hold on.
We had turned that silverware into powdered silver from Henry.
Sounds good.
No.
Okay.
Silverware is part of the stuff you didn't get to keep.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I needed that silver, dude.
Once you left, it immediately tarnished.
Yeah, but tarnish doesn't mean you can untarnish metal, right?
Not this metal.
Also,
Twisted with
it
the
would-
insidious
Oh, you
intent
fuck.
of the land, it denies you but even the slightest boon.
Yeah, but silver tarnish
You're
is
saying
not
it's
still
gone.
silver.
Stop arguing.
Become rust.
I need that from a spell component, you fuck.
Oh, the food.
And silver doesn't rust.
The food surprisingly did not. So I
You-
still have to keep all that. No,
Leave.
weirdly enough.
Waltz over to the table. They are all looking, and their eyes follow your friend Sasha out the door before leisurely turning to yourself. They're sitting down, their postures are all relaxed and open. They're wearing dark clothing. 2 of them are hooded, one of them is not. The one in the center is a woman. She is flanked by 2 men. The 2 men each having some nice, if a little patchy, black facial hair.
Do they appear to be armed or armored? Like even like leather?
Well, you're taking a look. Could I get a big perception check?
Yeah. 6.
They don't appear to be armed.
Yeah, whatever.
What's more, one of them talks quite frankly to you. The one on the right remarks,
Mine or theirs?
yours. Looks at you and says, "Hey, where's your friend going?"
That's a bit forward to ask for somebody who I do not know, and does not know us. Seems a
Oh,
bit suspicious.
cold. What's wrong? The land not treating you well?
No, the people around this town have not seemed to so far. You, however, have stuck out compared to everybody else, considering you seem to type to give us the time of day.
He shares a laugh with the rest of his companions.
This is
The one to the left,
If it's divided by
the other
4,
man,
each person should get.
says, "I'm surprised you're still getting used to it. Surely your friend would have explained how things are here. Is he not your tour guide?
Awfully questioning. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's probably fitting. That I feel like would be second at this point. They're more companion than guide.
He leans to his to the other man and says, "It sounds like one of our brothers is failing in his duties." Oh, do you mean to say that they may have not introduced them to the lady, to the madam? Why, yes, that is exactly what I imply. Tell me, has he told you of the madam? Yes, has he told you of the madam?
Fuck you, is the madam. This is what I don't say, because I'm not.
At this point, they're both leaning in, like kind of obscuring, like the woman between them that hasn't really shifted him yet. Though you do spot a slight grimace as they like kind of get a little too in her way.
Oh, from her? Okay. This is either a show or this is a show and goad. So it may have been mentioned, but maybe you could enlighten me, I suppose.
Ah, they both in sync. He hasn't. Well, you see, Madam Ava, weaver of fates, mistresses of fates, holds the power of divination in her hands. Nothing is certain in these lands, of course, but if you are a new traveler to this land, certainly you'll want to consult her. Have your fortune read. Yes, they say people don't live long without her advice. And generally don't live long at all, if they don't eat our own. Oh, but that's just normal advice, like eat healthy, laugh hearty, and enjoy yourself as you can.
I myself have heard word of fates, however. Others do not speak for them. They speak for themselves, typically. They usually do not consort with normal men.
The woman pushes forward at this point and responds coolly. Nevertheless, no one enters these lands without seeking something important. Insight will only be of use. Heed her words or no, it matters not. Though if you seek some business with us, I would have you declare it. Meanwhile, Sasha is making his way downtown. He hears plenty of footsteps, though he notices that they do tend to stray or soften when he gets within proximity. Eventually, he gets a light peck on his ear, and Sikar's a little way of notifying that he has come to where he should come to. However, Sikar leaves your shoulder, and you hear like a little scrape sound, and then a low hoot.
Okay, I'll take an action to take over his or her perceptions. See the area around.
What greets your perceptions is a building that has most certainly seen better days. In addition to currently having its windows boarded and its doorway very stiffly closed, beset with like a big iron lock upon it. It is also noteworthy that there are faint red stains around different spots of the wall. that smell just a bit of copper.
So glad.
Before you can dwell on it too long, however, you are approached by a man. The first to approach you.
Mhm.
He has light blonde hair and is wearing a leather vest and a green tunic. And he has a sword at his hip. He approaches you and says, pardon me, sir. I hope I'm not being too forward, but can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I've traveled from quite a distance, and I am in need of supplies. I also carry among myself treasures that I would like to perhaps exchange for these supplies as well. I was told by I don't care, what's the name of the barkeep?
Aravid, you think?
I was told by Aravid that this was the place to go.
Well, I regret to inform you, he noticeably, looks you up and down as he speaks, obviously distracted as his words come slowly. I regret to inform you that what once here is no longer. It will be quite impossible to do business with this establishment.
What does
You
that
mention you're a traveler?
Yes. Out of character, what direction did I come from? South?
I think so. You can tell him what direction you came from.
From the south. It has been a long road. And my pockets are heavy with treasure.
You say you only arrived here recently.
Yes, very recently. When the mist rolled in, actually.
This noticeably confuses him. However, he continues. I see. May I ask why you came? Are you perhaps here with family?
No. I have been traveling. My business is my own. I hope you do not take offense. I am a student.
A student.
Yes.
Would you perhaps be a mage? We received
That's
a
a
mage
pretty
not long
big-
ago,
Yes?
though I fear if you are in search of him, you will be disappointed, for he was struck down.
Oh.
He sought to confront the devil Strahd. If you are unaware, though I take it you are not.
I am familiar with the devil.
Well, then I need not tell you of his power or his sway in these lands.
I say nothing. I just stare at him straight on. This mage, do you know where he was staying? Or where he went?
I do not, but I may know someone that does, if you are indeed looking for him.
I would be interested in knowing what has become of him. Very few dare to face the devil Strahd. I would be interested in knowing his fate. However, while I do appreciate that, I am in need of supplies. Are you telling me there is no place in town where I may find them?
I may be able to arrange something.
Yes, well,
I am
thank you.
the son of the burgomaster here. As such, I have the ability to...
I don't say, oh shit, character! The burgomaster.
I have the ability to aid in trade.
Would your father be the one to have sent this letter? And I'll show him the letter that talks of, what was her name? Was it Tatiana? Or was it a different name?
I believe it was Ireena.
Ireena, sorry. This letter, the one referring to Ireena. We recovered it along the road. Me and
His
some
face
others.
grows pale and grave as you produce the letter and talk about its discovery. Yes. Perhaps it would be best if you came with me. You said
It's not a good way to introduce him to the fact that
you're
his
traveling
father's
with others,
dead.
you said?
Some others, yes.
Yes, I would fetch them quickly, and I would keep your wits about you. These lands, it feels strange to tell one of your likely experience, but these lands are dangerous in more ways than one.
Yes. Well, I will.
A crow in the distance caws. Several other caws follow it.
Sakar hoots in defiance.
Fuck you, crow!
I will say, before, however, these lands are quite dangerous. Where are you taking us?
I would simply take you to my father's home.
Yes, well, I will return with my allies. Would you prefer we merely meet you there?
Actually, perhaps it would be best if I went with you.
If you think that is wise.
Yes, I feel it might be.
I feel this guy's gonna stab me in the back.
Oh no, it's easy. How long does breath last when you cast it on your familiar?
A minute.
So if you have,
I'm out of spell slots.
I was
I
gonna
have
say,
2 first levels.
I was
So I
gonna-
guess I'm not out, but
I was gonna say, cast it on Siguror. Siguror?
Yeah.
Have Siguror sit on his shoulder, like, she likes you. And then if he does attack, blah! Right in his face. Yeah.
it's not gonna change the save any.
Now, out of curiosity, what are Greila and Crack doing?
I will find a table to sit at. Greila feels like she should go and try to stop the Siguror from causing trouble, but at the same time,
What? I'm not gonna cause any trouble. Where am I cause trouble?
yeah, Greila, if she could hear Sigurd's response, even though it wasn't in character, would reference the statue incident that already occurred.
They were already
So
there.
you're finding a seat?
Yeah, well, I mean, we have alcohol.
Is there a table that can arguably allow characters to see whole room?
The what? Yeah.
Is there a table like that?
There's a table that fits that need close enough.
Is there anyone there in it?
There's not.
Alright, I'm gonna go sit there.
As Crack advances on that table, and presumably Greila as well, there is a heavy-set man who was simply staring into his half-full wine glass, who picks it up and then moves from an adjoining table to one farther away. You take your seats.
Okay.
You've been advised coolly to state what business you have with them by the woman in the center. If you have business.
I want to sit down. Well, not with them. Over there with everybody else and chat up. But, yeah.
Couldn't find out what business they had.
Yeah. Well, if you are the madam that they so speak of.
I am not. She immediately corrects you. They speak of someone else. They speak of Madame Eva. She is wise. She dwells in an encampment not far from here. Yes, and we would be happy to show you if your tour guide would be unwilling to do so. Oh, come now. Perhaps he was getting around to it.
Yeah, super
That
sketchy.
is super sketch.
Yeah.
Can I ask for a direction?
Maybe if you just point out the direction just in case. I may be inclined to investigate. Or seek out her counsel.
How cold! How cold! She merely points and describes 5 miles out in the southern-east direction. You will take the road until it bends. You will then follow it to the right along until you reach a large pool. The encampment will be obvious.
And you three are merely, what are those people that stand outside of shops to try to get people to come in? They like shout, try to get people's attentions.
I don't remember their name.
I want to say barkers, but that's carnivals.
Yeah. I got insert word of whatever the hell that's supposed to be, what they are for the madam.
The one to the left says, "Oh no, she needs no assistance. In fact, perhaps it is fate that you have asked us about her in the beginning." The one to the right remarks, "No, we simply enjoy our days in this fine establishment, keeping the order, looking out for the folk, selling an odd escape potion or two, should anyone's knees go weak. No, you shouldn't mention that. We don't want this boy to think that we don't want this strapping minotaur to feel that there's a way out before he gets to where he's going."
Snake oil salesman. That's what I'm feeling.
Yes, you're right. He's an adventurer. He's not a rich adventurer. Shouldn't have even brought it up. Shouldn't have even brought it up.
They're calling you poor now.
Yeah, they basically are.
Look at this poor, dirty Minotaur bastard.
If that concludes your business, we would return to our drinks. Yes, but please enjoy. And he motions to the one to the right motions to the glass that either you took or on the counter if it's still on the counter.
Oh no, I would not leave a glass just out in the open in this place. Hell no.
No, there it is.
Go back to them.
Rolls it over. You sit down. You guys are joined by your companion.
So how'd that conversation go? Wait, do you look visibly agitated? Or, I mean, they might still be watching, but what are they
Well,
gonna
just
do?
sit down, just snort fucking, I suppose, a little bit.
So what happened with them that you're in a foul mood?
They call themselves defenders of of the people here, but they seem to simply be not barkers, but whatever the hell the word is supposed to be, and potential snake oil salesmen for somebody they claim to be a fate.
A fate? You mean like a fortune teller? Or someone who can see the future?
Somebody who can also tell fortunes, yes.
Like, we know he's a diviner, right? We literally have no reason to go see this fucking person.
They also seem keen to try and insult people to try and buy their wares.
So they're selling useless objects.
I have not seen their wares, but I have heard the mewlings before.
I don't know, I guess if we don't have any reason to deal with them, let's just avoid them. I'll look over, are they still watching us?
One of them is looking and kind of listening to the conversation.
Are we not talking?
There's another one that's like, kind of, but like mostly focused on like something else that he's doing. He's just a little bit in the one.
I wish I had specified that I would be asking him discreetly. But he has a minotaur, though.
Well,
Are those guys huge fuck sticks? Can you not talk at the top of your lungs?
Yeah.
well, I mean, I could take a hint.
Regardless, it's what's done is done. So,
But I wouldn't have been shouting it to the bar. There's that oil salesman!
yeah. Anyway,
Who's to say these trying times?
Who is to say?
we've already seen that arc. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say in character, what else have you found out? Or what else?
They refer to our companion, who I truly hope comes back.
Yeah, maybe one of us should have gone with him. Greila will
In
say.
character.
That was in character. Somebody we just met 24 hours. Maybe 24 hours?
48.
If at all. Calls them brother. May just be nothing. Maybe something.
Meanwhile, while you are making your way back,
Making my way downtown.
yes.
Body flies out the bar.
No, but
It was a bummer return.
are you still linked with? Do you still have control over Sikar's senses, or did you?
While we're walking, I'll drop it. But Siguror will be on the lookout for stuff.
You drop it. There is a point while you are walking where you do hear a distant, mournful wail, and the footsteps stop in front of you, and you hear a
I will retake my
sigh.
perception.
You hear a sigh laced with sorrow. And then after a pause, you're retaking sight as after a pause, the person in front of you says, "It seems misery continues to multiply in this dark land."
What? What is it?
There is a woman. Tragedy has befallen her recently. Though I'm afraid there is nothing that can be done about it yet.
What has happened?
I must admit I only have my suspicions. But given that any attempts to check up on her find her unwilling to talk, grief-stricken, and her daughter is suspiciously not present, I can only imagine what has happened.
Her daughter has been killed?
That I do not know.
In the house fire.
As son of the Burgomaster, it is my responsibility and something that I must take care of. But this may be more pressing if what you say is true. As you retake your sight, you spot something.
Right.
You're listening and you're not like super focused, but you happen to catch sight of a building maybe like 5 yards away that has a sign that reads Bildrath's Mercantile.
And I will say, would this be a place where I can lighten my pockets?
Almost snapping out of his own thoughts, he turns. Oh. You'll forgive me. Much on my mind lately. Yes. Yes, of course. Now, for the record, it happens to be almost right across from the tavern.
Oh, really?
It's slightly angled.
Wait, I missed it?
It's slightly angled. If you had directions you were following and also weren't looking around, which
Fair enough.
you weren't. He remarks, please forgive me. In fact, allow me to act as an envoy of sorts. Come. Bildrath is not much on discounts, but perhaps if I introduce you.
If you think it will help.
And he walks you over to the store. The sparse light from this building spills out from behind drawn, heavy curtains. The sign, Bildrath's Mercantile, creaks on slowly rusting hinges. When you are let in, there is a man who looks to be up there in age, who turns from a book that he has, and he notices, but he visibly perks up when he sees you, and says, "Ah, customer, excellent, and you as well, Ismark." He nods. "Yes, I as well. As son of the Burgomaster, I was hoping to introduce a new traveler through town." He pauses and seems to stare a little too intently at Bildrath as Bildrath remarks, "Well, I'm not sure why you would. Adventurers are more than capable travelers. I apologize to presume. Travelers are more than capable of looking around themselves. Don't tell me that you said you were going to get him a discount. Would he say such a thing? Anything to shake the reputation of being Ismark the Lesser." Ismark frowns and says, "I did not mean anything by it. Just that if he is new..." "Yes, I heard you. Tell me what I can do for you, sir, please."
Yes, well... Wow, what a dick.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I mean, we don't know the guy showing you around story, so he may have deserved the title, maybe?
yes,
I don't know.
Anyway, I will say, yes, well, I've come across some treasures in my travel. I was wondering if you would have any interest in purchasing them. Additionally, I must obtain a number of inks and special material preparations.
Ah, yes. I most certainly would. Tell me, if you would, a friendly gesture from one to another, he says as he motions for you to start putting your stuff on the table. I hear that there was a very large fire over by one of the houses. It's quite a popular attraction, at least to travelers anyway.
The fire?
It is not
No,
that
the
long.
building. Clearly not the fire dam.
Am I perhaps laying hands on some beautiful baubles, perhaps from the Dursts?
Yes.
Well,
They do not deserve nor need it anymore. I'm sure you will appreciate the new acquisition.
oh, absolutely. Please. He then begins the exchange.
So yeah, basically we'll sell all the items. I hope it's not too presumptuous, but he calculated out how much gold everything is worth and then divided it by 4. Between us, if he's willing to give us fair price. If not,
If he's
then
gonna
we can
cheap us the fuck out.
recalculate it.
He is.
Okay. Then yeah, we'll split it up, and then I'm going to immediately turn around and spend of the... How much did we get? 274 gold and...
And 15 silver pieces.
Okay, I'm immediately going to spend 200 and... you said 274?
Yeah, gold and 15 silver pieces.
I'm going to spend 274 gold plus 10 silver in rare inks, and then I am going to spend the last 5 silver on 5 pints of oil.
Isn't like ink normally just a gold?
It's special inks. I need to write in my spellbook.
Oh,
It
components
is
and materials. And...
Worth.
It's also experimental components. It's not literally all ink. It's stuff so I can like mess around with like the casting and figure it out just exactly right.
Because new spells, right?
It is worth noting that in Sasha's experience, sometimes people have that stuff, sometimes people don't. It's typically kind of specialty, but not only does he have it and produce it rather quickly, but he has it like on top, like on the counter.
So he's used to dealing with adventurers.
He is quite ready and quite eager.
Huh.
So yeah, I literally spend all the gold.
In contrast, the oil takes a little bit to dig out.
Like
a minute, as opposed to...
Yeah, but I want...
Of course!
This is our last one. If you look underneath, there's like 12
I'll make sure
more.
to double check everything he's getting me for, authenticity.
You do notice that a couple of the ink bottles are a little different from one another, but you know that sometimes for a little bit of extra fun, some wizards will keep like their ink in like a stylized bottle of some kind.
Yeah.
So you are likely receiving what was old ink, perhaps from someone.
So you also have fancy schmancy bottles.
Some of them. Some of them are like pretty standard, unadorned. Either way, upon inspection, all of it is in working order.
Wait a second. The hand crossbow. Did you count that in what we were selling?
No.
Because none of us can use it.
I
The
didn't.
hand crossbow is worth. Would you be interested in purchasing it? Because none of us are going to use it.
Yeah, I don't have proficiency.
He strokes his chin. Well, he looks to your companion who is waiting by the door. Says, "Would you be interested in a crossbow?" He turns. "No, I think I will be quite fine." Says, "Perhaps later. I'm willing to take it.
Okay.
But only if you promise to come back when you need more things."
I shall. I will always need more inks. And actually, does he have alchemist supplies?
I think I have something. Takes a bit of rummaging. He says, yes.
I'm also going to sell my crossbow, but since it was part of my gear, I'm just going to take that.
Oh, of course. Anything for the master's favorites.
The master?
Why, yes. The great and powerful ruler, Strahd, who serves us in his castle.
That's why you're getting special treatment.
Well, fuck this guy. Anyway, that's not going to stop me from buying from him.
If you retain your senses, Ismark noticeably darkens when Strahd is mentioned.
Yeah, I share the sentiment, definitely. I will say, well, I believe that will be all. And I will say, yes, well, thank you for the generosity. I will be sure to return when I need further supplies.
Excellent. And if you happen upon any other travelers, please refer them this way.
Yes, well, we must be going now. And I will nod and turn around and leave.
Sketchy fuck. Or somebody who's very afraid of Strahd.
Seem more excited.
Yeah.
Once we get outside and far enough away that I don't think he can hear us, I will say to what was his name? I'm sorry, I'm horrible with names. Ismark. I will say to Ismark. Well, he seemed quite excited to be under the thumb of the devil.
and likely would be quite irritated if he found out you did not represent him.
Yes.
Did you assume that because you're Vistani?
Almost certainly.
He typically delights in profiting from any who are trapped here. I feel the prices would have been quite different had you informed him of the truth.
So he would have ripped us off if I wasn't Vistani? Is what?
Yeah.
Okay.
I, for one...
It actually came up and was useful.
Useful, but you let him think that...
Right, I let him think that I work for Strahd. I didn't correct him.
I, for one, am perfectly fine taking a loss.
Yes, but he seems to be quite the... I think the dwarves would put it as a prick.
Perhaps they might. It reminds me of someone who passed through here once.
Oh?
Yes, walking towards the tavern. We've seen our share of travelers, though.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
We found
not
some,
for long.
Unfortunately, we found some of their supplies in an old motion over to the bird house. He referred to you as the lesser. Seems very rude.
It is a sling that I've learned to endure. There are those that are not as confident in my ability to lead as my father's.
Yes. I could tell by the way you were voiced by the guy from Firefly that you weren't. Anyway. Some Jade Empire joke, don't worry about it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Gal the Lesser is voiced by, I forget the actor's name. Guy who played Mal in Firefly.
In the middle of discussing maybe a few other topics, because a certain amount of time has passed, you find that your companion has returned and he is with someone. A young man, a little older, with light blonde hair and a leather vest, a green tunic underneath, and a sword at his side.
As they walk up, I will say, I hope you came back with equal to what we give you instead of paying for the services of a companion or consort.
Consular? What are you assuming, Siguror? He might attract strange characters, present company included, but what kind of person do you take him for?
I think you will find that if any money has changed hands, I think you'll find that the money that has changed hands has been in the most acceptable amount.
I'm going to put the gold
if I may
down
be so bold.
and say, you will find your share there, Sigurd. Although I am insulted that you think I would spend it on, no offense, but pleasures of the flesh when we have work to be done.
Nothing.
This is the son of, and I will put the letter down on the table, and I will say, this is the son of the burgomaster, the one who wrote the letter that we found earlier. He is going to take us to, out of character, where did he say he was going to take us?
To his home.
I was going to take you to my father's home.
My condolences, by the way.
I thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry about you. Out of character, did his father die?
No.
Yeah, we found the letter on a corpse.
The wife was very sick.
No, we found the
found
letter
on
a
a corpse.
That doesn't mean it was his.
Yeah, but most likely.
The letter was the wife was very sick and dying, and he was begging for help.
I thought it was that Strahd had taken an interest in a young woman in his town, and he wanted help for that.
That's what I remember.
That's what.
Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with his wife. I think it's
See,
there's a Mina Harker somewhere out there. We got to get to her before Strahd does.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't tell you how happy I was that that was the truth.
What is the trick?
more or less.
Oh.
I mean, it's complicated, but I still like it.
Oh, that it's basically a Mina Harper out there. Yeah,
Yes.
See, I guess I was just.
Well, it follows the
misremembering
beats
it.
of Dracula pretty hard. I mean, the
That's
only
what I
way
was
it would,
remembering.
the only way it needs to be different is if I was an artificer with a gun. Then I could literally be Quincy.
You could. So,
Oh wait, no, you can't be gunsmith anymore.
It's coming. I'm sure one of the ones that's coming out because they're coming out with more subclasses. These are just the starting two.
the man says, if you would not mind, I believe that we should make haste. Night is never far away in this land.
So it seems I could use a place to rest. And about 11 spare hours to write in my book. If we can just look for it.
There
Then if it
is
is not going to be here, then did you want to get your money back
What do you mean, my money back?
from the
I don't
bartender?
think we gave the guy money for the rooms yet. We asked him if he had spare rooms.
Gave him silver for
Yeah.
the drink
Oh.
You
and
didn't
for
quite have change
Yeah.
here. Like, could the extra go towards the room? And he was like, I'll see about that.
Oh, well,
Or
And
at least
currently he has
24.
returned to the bar, but he is nervously looking from side to side.
I'll approach him and say, we found other accommodations. If you wouldn't mind returning the extra money, since we won't be staying here tonight.
To be fair, you could also
He
just let
And I'll
Glances.
kind
somebody
of
else.
point at him.
He glances over your shoulder
we have
in the
copper.
direction of the three Vistani at the table before marking. Yes, we're sorry about this, but that's perhaps for the best.
Wait, can I roll insight, David?
Sure.
Wow, you know,
I want to
actually
roll
forgot
insight
about
to determine do I think the barkeep is afraid of the Vistani? Like, do I get the feeling that they're spying on him and reporting on him or something like that? Like some kind of weird secret police or some shit?
I'm done with the check.
Alright. That didn't roll great.
about insight, and I'm trained in it. Damn it.
I wasn't thinking about it either.
I rolled a 14 total, unless you want to give me an advantage.
As he is returning your money, you run it over in your head, and he definitely seems deferential towards them. Like, he pauses, and you thought at first, is he scared? But thinking about it a little harder, like his looks and the slight delays when he responds to certain questions make it seem as if he's at least checking for like a visible sign or signal. You don't think he's completely afraid of them. You think it's more like there's some sort of
They know each other,
worker-boss relationship
I
of
got
some
you.
kind.
and he's the worker, basically.
Well, I mean, we have copper now, so we can give it to him to pay for the drinks.
It's almost
We
as
did
if he's
take the
not
drink.
sure
Yeah, he just
if something is okay and kind of like glances, and then when nothing happens, kind of just goes with it anyway. But doesn't
Okay.
stop so long, though long enough for you to notice.
Huh.
He gives you your money back.
Okay.
And says, no problem. Found enough to make some change while I was looking into the room accommodations. This is there's a town not too far from here. I believe Valaki has a proper lodge. If you would be willing to make the trip,
The lackey?
Valaki.
Oh,
It is
Valaki. My bad. I misheard you.
It is quite some miles from here, but on horseback.
I don't have
Not as
no,
treacherous as any trip.
Goddamn gold. I have 30 gold. I can buy a horse. But I need
You're.
shit for spells.
Yeah, I understand.
As
I'll say you're blind, right?
as we
I mean, you're.
get up and
So,
Oh,
pass,
if the car could see for you.
I would
Well, I'm just
actually
saying,
kind of
like,
like
there's a horse
plant myself
in the
on the
road or
bar,
anything like that,
basically
you'd be
blocking
kind of at a
a
view
horse isn't going to walk into
to
stuff.
them
They-
as best as I can.
You
Right?
don't walk
A horse
into
is
a
one of the
wall.
safest ways for a blind person to travel because the horse has eyes.
The horse
not a
has
car.
I know,
Just
but
to buy another glass, I suppose.
You know what? Also, Abraham
Fireball.
is good.
Well, I'm actually considering it.
If you're gonna steal a fucking horse,
I would argue that a horse is one of the safest ways for a blind person to travel.
yeah.
A car doesn't have eyes. I mean, at least until they, you get self-driving cars, which Alex wants. But
They're still
that's
testing those
obvious
out.
why he wants a self-driving car. Alex can't see.
No.
Oh,
It's also honestly, there's no mouth on.
Siguror,
Alex is blind.
Siguror plants himself on
I think
the
I'm right,
counter
to be honest.
and inquires about more wine.
Yeah.
It is, I believe, a copper per glass, and you can pay,
Generally about 8 glasses a bottle.
and he offers that you can also pay 5 copper for a bottle.
Yeah. Must be small bottles.
Alright, I will put the 5 copper on the table, and as he's going for it, you mentioned before that you're a vineyard or the supplier, that there may be a problem with the supplier. If that is the case, I'm sure myself and my compatriots would not mind assisting in that.
Signing us up for quests.
I'm more seeing if he actively tries to look past me for fucking...
No, just like, where are you looking?
He
Just be like a huge douche, just like, excuse me.
he
I'm sorry.
actually does. You're gonna need to stop him.
Oh my god. For real?
He even telegraphs a little bit because when you ask, like, you see him stop, process, and try to subtly lean.
Not
And then-
subtly enough.
Not subtly enough.
You gotta get in his way. Be like, wait,
Oh yeah, no,
wait.
Yep, I'm just readjusting here. I'm just
You're much larger than he is. He's a squat
I'm just
individual.
readjusting.
So he attempts.
No, he's gonna start juking each other.
And he's gonna fucking try to jump. Why are you jumping?
Since you're clearly shocking the situation, he's gonna try to juke you, but you're just gonna elbow him in half.
Oh god.
Some reason no one's gonna call it because you're shocked. I know way more about basketball.
Should we buy
Huh?
rations?
I have 15 days of rations, so I'm good. If you guys need food,
It has
I have 8.
it has been a while, but I'm sure that it will be resolved shortly. He straightens up a little bit. There's a moment of silence. Then you hear from over your
Glance.
shoulder. You hear from over your shoulder. Hey! If it is not little Ismark! Ismark the Lesser, if I recall.
Okay, these guys are all dicks.
Yeah.
I think
Who
you do
calls
recall.
someone the lesser?
I think you do recall accurately. How is it? How is your new friend? Though you don't hear over your shoulder anything, and for you, because you're not faced away, you can see that Ismark just kind of silently non-committal nod. Very clearly, he's not in the mood.
I'm going to scowl at him at the mention of blah 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 the lesser, because even though I haven't been introduced to this guy really, or I barely have, it still does seem like a dick move. And Graila's, I don't know him, but I'm not gonna assume something bad about him from the start.
When he doesn't say anything in response, one of them kind of gives up and returns to what they were doing.
I'll also make
Another
a blue
one-
gesture thing.
Another one happens to notice Greila and
That is the best response ever.
and then goes back to what he was doing.
See, those types of movements from these people kind of
That's
just
funny.
makes me think of people from Jersey, just hey, whoa, what? Come on!
I don't know. I kind of want to beat him now, but that's not very nice.
I think that's funny.
Well-
You just inadvertently redeemed at least one of these guys for me.
Okay, well then.
That's funny.
Then turn to you guys. Well then, if you think you may be interested in trying to at least help out these people with their drinking problem at some point, maybe we could
The
ask.
problem is that there's not enough to drink.
Exactly my point. Maybe we should ask for permission from the protectors of this town.
Who are the?
Blatantly staring at them.
You really think they're the?
Perhaps
protectors?
They claim to be.
Perhaps telling or not tellingly, they seem to not notice when you do this. Over Ismark mentions,
No.
perhaps,
Why aren't you looking at me?
perhaps, but we had best depart. Again, I do not wish to be out after dark.
Well, before
If
we
it can be
get
avoided.
I'm gonna ask the bartender for rations, food, whatever.
Just walk up. Food.
Bartender says, I'm afraid we don't have rations like you were looking.
No, I'll say it in character. I need food. Do you have any to buy? As a side.
I thought we bought food when we got in here.
I am afraid that you're going to have to go to Build Raths if you will need something like that.
Mhm.
It's a general type store that's a little ways from here.
Was Bill Ross the
These-
store that
so-
he was sent to beforehand?
So
Okay.
I was sent to the Burgermeister, this kid.
Well, you were sent to a building and he found you.
Yeah,
Right.
because the owner of that establishment is no longer among us.
Right.
is. Alright.
No,
I'll
he
ask-
redecorated and left town.
I'll ask,
Yeah, a nice coat of copper paint.
what is there to know about? Well, essentially, what I want my character to know is what is there to know about this guy you mentioned.
Oh, the shop owner?
Since I can't really speak
Who is
that,
he?
Who is he? He's I don't know him personally. He seems nice enough whenever I've seen him, but I cannot really say.
Never been there.
From time to time, occasionally. But for the most part, we are not in need of things instead of wine, as opposed to wine or simpler food for here. Things that won't keep.
Alright.
If you are ready, I believe we should go before it gets dark, yes?
Yes.
The general store.
Once we're out of there, I will say the man who works the general store. He is a servant of Strahd. He believes I am as well, which is the only reason we got fair pricing for our goods. If you need something, I will do it.
That sounds good to me. The less interaction I have with some of these.
But perhaps it can wait until tomorrow.
I believe.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, one more time. What's his name?
Ismark.
Ismark. I will say Ismark would like to get to where he is going before dark, and considering the werewolves we encountered on the road, I am inclined to believe that that is the wisest course of action.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of
I
character, you
feel
have
that
at
we
least
have
one
things
thing
to speak of.
of rations, right, for tonight?
Probably.
Because if you don't, I can always give you one. I have 15 days of rations.
Yeah, on the way there, it's like, I suppose that explains everyone's mood around the group that was in there.
No, the Vistani.
Am I safe to assume that they potentially work for him as well?
Some of them do.
They do.
Yeah.
Not all of them. Some merely abide by his reign of terror and do nothing to stop it. It is different, if you like splitting hairs.
Sounds.
I apologize. As you are walking, you hear again, as in it has continued, like it didn't stop. You guys hear for the first time, distant wails of a woman. Sounds maybe a little older, if you had to guess.
Like crying or like screaming like she's being attacked?
Like a whale.
like a cry wail that occasionally pitches into something more angry sounding before going back down again. As you're moving by, your guide explains, or remarks, I mentioned to your friend, that is the cry of a woman that cannot be helped at this time. I would advise leaving her alone in her current state.
Is that a common occurrence here?
I'm afraid all too common.
Would the
Evils of the land plague us left and right.
I'm surprised with the services of the supposed madam available to everybody, apparently. You think more people would be concerned with seeking her counsel? As it has been spoken quite highly.
The people do not trust the Vistani, nor the madam. Out of character, does my character know Madam Ava? Or know of her?
You know of her.
Okay. Do I have reason to believe that her powers are not bullshit?
Are they hogwash or royal?
You do. Trust me.
I do believe that they're real.
You have reason to believe that her powers are very real.
Then I will say, the madam's powers are real. Like mine, but different. Mine come from study. Hers, well, I'm not sure entirely where her powers come from, but she possesses the sight. Women in the culture's not the right word. It says there are some Vistani, women, who possess the sight. It allows them to see into the future.
Well,
That sounds very useful.
It is for the Vistani.
The
Not
sight
so
I've
much for
heard.
others.
The sight I've heard of before, just spoke of differently.
I'll ask in character, only women?
Yes.
Alright.
Out of character, it is all women, right?
In particular, her. Like, she's particularly noteworthy.
Yeah.
Other Vistani, like, women and men have magical potential, though, of a special sort.
Right.
Madam
But
Ava
the
is
seeing
known
the
as-
future thing is only in Vistani women.
I see the future.
Out of character, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right?
Barring a double check to the contrary, I believe only her.
Huh.
The other ones are just magically inclined.
Okay.
Wait, nope. You're right, woman.
Okay, it is.
But hers is by far the strongest.
Right. No, so yes. Only women. Ava, she is said to be the strongest, at least around here. Barovia is not the only home to the Vistani, though. There are other seers and other places.
And much more within the swirling fogs.
Yes.
We have arrived. It has been no time at all, and you have come to a weary-looking mansion that squats behind a rusting iron fence. The iron gates are twisted and torn. The right gate lies cast aside, while the left swings lazily in the wind. The stuttering squeal and clang of the gate repeats with mindless precision. Weeds choke the grounds and press with menace upon the house itself. Yet against the walls, the growth has been trampled down to create a path all about the domain. Heavy claw markings have stripped the once beautiful finish of the walls. Great black marks tell of fires that have assailed the mansion. Not a pane nor a shard of glass stands in any window, all the windows having been barred with planks, each one marked with stains of evil omen.
This
This is his
Wait.
dad's house?
seems awfully unpopular. Does your father's home get assaulted often?
All too often.
Why?
No.
Sorry.
No, that's
no,
fine.
that's fine.
No, that fits both of you. Go, why?
It was because he is a good man in an evil land, And there are those, and he looks distant for a moment, those whom that angers.
I see.
It is regrettable that that was the end of him.
He was killed.
Yes. Though, that as of yet is not the worst of it. But come, I do not wish to burden you all at once.
Yes, yes. Let us enter and discuss.
He moves it towards the door.
Maybe one of us should stay up during the night. I'm just saying. I'll say it quietly to my companions, like aloud, but not. I'm not really trying. I'm not speaking to him. I'm just saying, like, maybe we should do what we normally do in hostile territory.
Shifts.
Yeah.
Probably.
He approaches the door and knocks. Open up. It's me. I've returned. And I have guests. The door cracks, but slightly, and then opens all the way. You don't see her, but you hear the voice of a young woman coax him inside. The door remains open, and you are able to enter as well. Upon entering, you find the interior of the mansion is well furnished, yet fixtures show sign of great wear. Noticeable oddities are the boarded up windows and the presence of holy symbols in every room.
What?
There are a few doorways that you can see through and you spot. It is a holy symbol, I believe, or rather, you believe, they look like a rising sun. Like you'd have to maybe consult your knowledge further.
You want me to roll for it?
Sure.
I mean, out of character, I'm pretty sure it's the same.
And while you're looking around, why not?
9, unfortunately.
When you enter both sight, as you're in a room with no doorways, but archways, and from a bit of smell, you are easily able, all of you, to spot the burgomaster, currently laying in a side drawing room on the floor. He lays in a simple wooden coffin, surrounded by wilting flowers, and of course, the faint stench of death.
My hand's gonna go to my sword.
You're also sharing the room with a young woman.
In character, I'll say to Sasha that regardless of whether I succeeded on the check or not, I got a 9 total, so not great. But regardless of whether I succeeded, I'm going to say
It's not coming to you, but you know it's of a good deity.
yeah. I'll say to Sasha that they have holy symbols of a rising sun around the house.
I see.
Do you?
Do you?
Out of character, I haven't told you guys I'm blind.
No
He
lie.
pretends to know he can see.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have never mentioned my blindness.
Yeah. No. We know. That was out of character.
Okay.
Well, I was telling him in character because I assumed we knew.
No.
It certainly also does not escape your notice that you share the room, not only with Ismark, but a young woman.
Okay.
Who is possessed of very striking features and auburn hair.
That does mean at some point we could roll inside to see if it.
She stands near a chair that has a sword propped against it, though she's not currently holding it. And depending on what culture you come from, she may be dressed a little oddly, that she's not wearing a dress proper, but something more akin to like workers' clothes, kind of, sort of.
Okay.
She looks and asks, "Who have you brought with you?" And Ismark says, "I have hopefully brought help that will deliver you from this evil. Though Perhaps we should explain somewhat. As I mentioned outside, the evil of this land knows no bounds and was ultimately the end of my father. I seek to do the right thing, not just by this town, but by this land, and by those that I love. And he looks at the woman and says, the letter you found is about her.
You are the one that Strahd is after, yes.
Yes. I'm afraid so. Though, exactly what he wants with me, I could not say. To be the target of such a creature. It is my hope that she can be made safe.
Yes.
Which is why I brought you here. The woman interjects, but what about father? Certainly that is a matter more important, more immediate. He sits, rotting on the ground. Ismark says, it is important, but I must disagree in its priority. You are still with the living. He would want you safe first.
To be buried is important. What was her name? In the letter?
Ireena.
Ireena. It is important, Ireena, but he speaks truth. The devil's Strahd will come for you when you are at your weakest. We must secure you first. Then your father can be laid to rest. Yes?
It's the guy's father.
She's just said father.
Oh,
Yeah, she
yeah.
did.
Okay.
She shakes her head. No. No, I must insist. He must be buried. I refuse to go anywhere unless right is done by the man who raised me.
Yes.
Wait, so is he... I thought his father was murdered.
What?
She can't be his sister, so they're married, correct? Just out of character. There's no Game of Thrones shit going on, correct?
I was actually about to ask what.
You're
falling
not
in.
completely sure. I'm afraid you'd have to ask.
It
What's
seems he said he loved her, but she just said that he raised her. So it might
So
be a
maybe they're
situation
siblings?
where they're not like blood siblings, but like they were raised together. You know, anime, not Game of Thrones shit, anime
I got
shit.
you.
What's his befallen him?
He's dead, Siguror.
What has befallen him? Well, the doc says it's a
She
case of
understands what you mean and says, it was absolutely terrible. Wolves and other horrors of the night attacked this house over and over again with each night that came. It ultimately proved too much for his heart.
Wait,
He had a heart attack after fighting off packs of wolves night after night.
I think they were clawing and stuff.
If only he was so fortunate.
The wolves can get in the house out of character.
We were able to
Vampires and things
fortify
like that.
and rebuff them, though likely you have seen signs that will not be the case for much longer.
So they haven't.
Their
They've been
attacks were
attacking
relentless.
every night.
They have been silent as of late. But yes, every night. Wolves, fiends, night after night they came,
Damn.
banging,
That
tearing,
means they're gonna
ripping.
be here
Yeah.
with no long rest. I hate you
How
so
much
much.
longer is it
Oh,
until?
shit.
How much more?
I have
day
found
do
the
we have?
recent reprieve quite confusing and concerning.
Yeah, so I would be concerned as well. Where are you?
How much more day do we have?
We should make preparations.
Yeah.
I would say 6 hours.
6 hours of daylight left. About how long after it turns dark do they attack?
Well, they haven't attacked for a few nights, but
Typically.
when they were
Well,
coming just after the sun dipped below the mountains. Almost immediately, and the assaults, lasted the entirety of the night.
We could try to bury him before the sun goes down, but the thing is, they might dig him up, right?
Actually,
That's
okay,
what I would
so-
be concerned about, is that they might defile.
Not if you
the
were
court.
laid to rest
So
by a proper priest. There is one in town.
I can also lay him to rest. I'm also a priest, not of your god, as our holy symbols are different, but I can lay him to rest.
But if you were capable of escorting us to Doru, certainly he could help. He could bury Father beyond the reach of any evil.
he does not happen to live in the next town over, does he?
No. Ismark says, no, he does not. He lives in this town as well, though. I have reservations. Though with assistance, and it still being day, perhaps this is the chance that we needed.
So out of
I have
character,
2 spell slots. You are out of your
Out of
fucking
character.
mind.
Nature's
I'm
Pretty good. I
Yes.
am one. Can't
Total
do it.
ancestor basically turned
You
into
can
a
get
vampire,
one
set
back
back
if you
home.
short rest, or not anymore.
And
You already used
woke
it,
up as a
didn't you?
vampire and destroyed most of it.
Huh?
You already used it.
Knowing
Didn't we
that,
long
if I
rest when
look
the house
at a
burned down?
corpse, would I be able to like look it over and
Or,
kind of know
oh
what
no,
to
that
look
wasn't
for
a
to
full
see if
long
something's been turned? Because
I would
it's
give-
happened quite a few times.
I would give you advantage on checking it out.
Okay, because that would be my.
Because yes,
feeling.
you know, barring like formal medical training, it's more like I know roughly what to look for,
Yeah.
which is why I would give you advantage. Like I kind of get it.
All right, then I suppose. Oh, have we reached? What is everybody thinking? Out of character.
Honestly, I kind of feel like we should try to. We have enough time to take the body to be laid to rest, but at the same time, I kind of feel we should prepare the house,
Fortifications.
and then do the take care of him in the morning. I mean, what they said is true. He is already.
Out of character, first I want to check some things. In character, I'm going to take over Sikar's senses. First, I'm going to give a look over on the holy symbol.
Okay.
And roll knowledge, religion, see what god they worship, just because Greila mentioned that, and then we didn't really follow up on it.
Sakar chooses this moment to become curious about the room as you are discussing your plan proper.
While you're doing that, I'll say, when you repelled the animals before, what did you generally do
Pick one.
to repel them?
Pick another one. Sorry, I should have taken this one out first.
That's the red one.
Those are for Kendall.
This one.
Well,
One of them. Your dice are now red.
We don't want him to have the red dice.
We'll see.
Okay.
alright, good.
I am not a great magician.
I hope that you would not think little of me, but we mostly stayed indoors. We barricaded the place, locked the gates tight, and anything that got too close, he nods to his sword. We were prepared.
Basic,
As prepared as we could be.
basic
Mm.
fortifications.
Right.
It is a suspicious, though welcome boon, that they have stopped their assaults for now.
Yeah. I would be.
25 on knowledge on
Is
intelligence.
pleasure.
Yes.
If anything, we probably shouldn't leave the body exposed while we're here deciding.
We've had no choice as of recent.
Is there no talk
Do you-
related?
Huh?
Not available to us.
What
I
about
have
a.
been working on doing something about this, but I have been distracted as of late, given circumstances. And he glances at Ireena. You consult your knowledge. Out of character, the book passage doesn't specify, but I would assume that it is there's a prominent church here. I believe it's the Church of the Rising Sun, so I'm going to assume that that is what you were seeing.
Okay. What?
Or Morning Dawn.
Oh,
Sombrero.
praise the sun.
Um,
Then I'm going to look over the body and give it a.
I was gonna move into the room and do one myself.
I mean, they told
For
us he had a heart
10.
attack.
my thing. Just in case, you never know.
So
If it's just base, it would be 18. I'm looking for what the hell I'm looking for.
we're a follower of the House of the Rising Sun.
The two of you inspect the body. From your memory, the past one that you experienced had very pale skin, and his is most certainly not. He was veiny. This man is not. And from what you can tell, he's simply a corpse. Likewise, from his own personal studies that are more academic, Sasha checks over the body. He finds an absence of breath and heartbeat. However, he does not find the addition of any obvious wounds or unnatural markings. It appears that what they say is true, or at the very least, he died from something internal. Actually, no. Academically, you're pretty sure.
Let me see the 4%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you had a heart attack. Okay. From fright?
More like stress, probably.
You know
How old
it's
is he?
capable. He's fairly old, maybe in his late 60s.
That's possible.
However,
I am proficient with alchemy supplies, so if he has been, if he's been killed with poison, I would get advantage on that roll. I will know.
you don't think so.
Okay.
You really don't find signs of anything else, and while it might sound a little crazy, at the same time,
It is possible.
they didn't describe a brief spook. This was the entirety of the night, ripping, howling, banging, over and over and over and over,
Okay.
with naught but
then
the
I-
bleak morn of Barovia to wake to.
I will say to them, well, if we are going to move, we should do it now, yes? You wish to bring your father to this man, this priest, who will bury him for you?
Yes, I'm confident he can handle it. It's the only way for him to be truly safe after death.
How long would the proceedings take?
I can't imagine. It wouldn't take more than an hour, maybe
Well,
less.
it's not the only way for him to be safe. If you're afraid of him becoming if you are afraid of him becoming a blood drinker, I know of a way to stop it.
He does not have the signs of one that would become one.
Yes, that's true. But if it's to assuage your fear, I'm capable.
But to also be buried. This isn't
Okay.
a proper place
It's not.
for
She's not.
We'd have to
very-
bury him in
Okay.
2 pieces, but I was going to cut his head off and shove garlic in his mouth.
She's
I
not.
don't say that in character.
Okay.
Of course.
She's not. She doesn't want to get him buried out of fear of him coming back. She wants to get him buried to lay to rest.
She wants to be certain that he can't be affected after the fact, and
Be
for him to
raised.
properly be buried.
Okay.
What is your two relationship? Your siblings?
Yes,
Rude.
Ismark nods. We are.
I was just asking. I mean, he doesn't have red hair like her, right?
He does not.
She
And he does remark, though not by blood, our bond is just as strong.
I understand.
I would die to protect her.
Out of character sounds like you're gonna.
Well, I suppose we should get him buried before sundown.
There is no other way.
Yes. Besides, if they come back to this house, I will not attempt to re-prepare my magic for the defense. I would be almost without use.
Then maybe it'd be prudent to have most of us go. Not most.
If we go, we should all go.
Some of us go, some stay to help refortify.
If we are here, there's no need to refortify. Or if we are not here, there's no need to refortify.
I too would leave sooner than return to this place.
Okay, see, I thought the plan would be go to lay him to rest, come back here, and then do whatever.
Well,
okay.
As Ismark is saying he doesn't want to. As he expresses, I would leave as soon as we are done. While the forests at night are dangerous, I fear that perhaps here now may be equally dangerous at the doorstep of Castle Ravenloft.
You should gather whatever you need then now before we go, just in case.
This priest, he has a temple? I would not stay out in the woods overnight.
He does. It may be possible to stay with him, though the church has received some problems as well. But if we must stay the night in this town, likely it would be better than anywhere else.
Alright.
Let's go. I already said to get your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
If they need help,
Moves
Get
to
me
a
Never
very-
gonna get a long rest.
He moves
Carrying
to
the
a
body
very
is
obvious. Well, you could. He moves to a very obviously assembled pack. There's clearly been pre-prepared. He grabs it. Ireena has something similar prepared. Equips herself.
They have horses, or are we walking?
You leave on foot. Though Ismark does turn as you are leaving and seems to think of something and mutters to himself, but not low enough you can't hear. I'll have to see what I can do about horses. I thought I might have more time, though I am. If you are willing to assist me, as it seems you are, perhaps it is best that I did not have enough time.
Alright.
okay, so since the father is in the coffin and there's no lid or anything for it, do we have like a cart or like, is there a word for the wheelless carts that you can put shit on and just drag things behind you?
That's just
A
a
sled.
different type of
Sled,
wagon.
sorry.
A sled is for snow, guy.
There are sleds that can be used out of snow.
If it has
Whatever.
wheels, it's a wagon. Whether it's small or big.
Does the coffin need to be carried, or is there something to drag it along with?
Unfortunately, there is not.
We could try to make
Ismark refuses Ireena's help with the coffin, and it is up to
he's
either
strong.
3 of you or 2 of you to help.
All
I'll
hell,
help.
but my brain's bored.
If you help, then it only requires 1 more.
I'll help.
And that's
Well,
really more for
crack.
balance.
Well, with mine,
That's up to you. Do you wanna
think
help?
that could break the difference?
That is what's breaking the difference.
Oh,
Yeah.
It would need to be all of us 3 or you and one other person. It should be cracked because he
Wouldn't
doesn't
it
have a
be
negative
the
strength.
brother? Or,
He is also helping.
Ismark.
Ismark is helping.
Ismark, and I want either like 3 more people,
I'll do it.
Yeah.
or you and 1 other
I
person.
misunderstood.
It's
Apologies.
those 2 and Ismark.
The 3 of you can carry it. None of you have negative strength, so unless Ismark does, and none of us know about it.
It does not require a roll.
Okay.
However, it is a much smoother ride. so to speak.
So did we get horses?
As you walk,
No.
no.
He said he wished he had time.
He muttered like he meant to do something about horses.
Oh, whatever.
You
You
walk
said ride. So I thought...
smooth
horses.
ride like for the coffin.
Oh, whatever.
You walk down the dour streets of Barovia, a dead man exposed to the world. It is almost too fitting.
As
As you
we're,
make your way,
as we're
the
going,
church looms in the distance and slowly comes into view, being visible before you even leave the house.
I Richard
And
has detect magic.
Before too long, you arrive at its doorstep. What you find there, we will know after the break. You walk down the street, the occasional passerby very much attempting to mind their own business, if they are with it at all enough to care in the first place. The church slowly comes into view.
on the way, noticing that Ireena does have the weapon to her side, how well do they carry their weapons? Like they know how to use them, or they kind of just picked them up and are forced to?
They picked him up more carefully than an amateur would. You're pretty confident they know how to use it at the very least.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably proficient.
You'll have to see them in act. You'll have to see her and him in action to really gain more knowledge than that.
Fair. Alright, I just want to make sure they're both kind of capable.
They have no scars, so likely they are not good in battle. That is what your cultural wisdom would say. Atop a slight rise against the roots of the pillar stone that supports Castle Ravenloft stands a gray, sagging edifice of stone and wood.
You said against? Like it's literally against Castle Ravenloft?
It's against a pillar stone. It's not like right
Castle
there.
Ravenloft is right near where the town is.
It's close. You're not like literally at the footstep, but it's very close. This church has obviously weathered the assault of evil for centuries on end, and is worn and weary. A bell tower rises towards the back, and a flickering light shines through the holes in the shingled roof. The rafters strain feebly against their load.
Cool. I will enter. And what was this priest's name?
Does that mean you're going in first?
Sure. It's a church. I don't expect anything to jump out of it.
Gargoyle!
Well, I guess I'm screwed then.
Well, while nothing necessarily jumps out at you, being the first to enter, technically Siguror is the first to notice. Though Siguror nips and kind of huddles into your shoulder. Siguror notices the heavy wooden doors of the church are covered with claw marks and are noticeably scarred by fire. Though that last part you kind of smell a little bit of ashiness.
I will say.
Everyone else as they approach, well, actually,
I'm sorry. What's the dude's name? It's
Donovich.
No. The
Brother?
dude with
Ismark?
Oh, Ismark.
Ismark. Thank you. I was saying. It appears as if this place is not very safe either. Wouldn't you say, Ismark?
It has stone walls though.
Yes, but it appears as if the creatures have attempted to assault even this place.
Yes, so it would seem. That our dead are commonly buried here, and it still stands.
But if you say it's safe, I suppose my words would be assuaged. And I will push the door open.
You push the door open. The group moves inwards. The group first comes to a hallway. The doors that you pass through enter into this hallway rather conventionally. It appears roughly 20 feet long, if you had to guess, and leads into a very brightly lit chapel. The hall itself, unfortunately, is unlit and reeks of mildew. There are 4 doors in the hall, 2 on each side of the hall, that lead to, presumably, other chambers. You can see the chapel is strewn with debris, and you hear a soft voice from within reciting a prayer.
In the dark?
It comes from farther within, so likely where there is light. Lest you think this priest nocturnal, which here, perhaps not is.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends.
Possible as it
We
would
gotta
be.
see.
As you move down the hallway, some of you carrying the coffin, some of you not, the prayers are suddenly interrupted, blotted out completely by an inhuman scream that rises from beneath the wooden floorboards.
What?
Okay, we're putting the coffin down.
Ismark and Ireena are also notably surprised.
Get the doors.
Wouldn't we have closed the door when we came in here?
Not necessarily. But I'm more like saying bar them, because most old chapels like these will have the close and thing to keep it
Wait,
closed.
where was the screen?
Beneath the
Scream
floorboards, right?
sound? Yeah.
So whatever
Sounds like
it
it
is,
came
it's
from
like
beneath the
in the
floorboards.
basement or underneath the
I'm
building.
gonna sense with my detect magic. Did I sense anything within 30 feet of where I'm standing?
Just double check. Within 30 feet of you, don't sense any magic. Ismark takes your word and moves to the door and closes them. Ireena remarking, but it sounded like it came from below.
Yes. I believe it is.
It's better to be safe than sorry.
We should head.
Considering the priest has gone quiet.
I will move ahead.
Mm-hmm.
There's a moment of silence, but then prayer resumes.
I'll make sure to draw my wand as well as I go further.
I'll put Shillelagh on my club.
Yeah, actually, just in case, I'm going to incant Vita Mortis Cario and cast False Life upon myself. 4. Could be worse, I guess. Giving me some temp health and putting me down to 1 spell slot.
You buff up. Ireena and Ismark exchange looks. After a pause, Ismark draws his sword to be on the safe side. And you carefully advance inward?
Yeah.
Okay.
Head inward, pulling a flask of oil off and putting it in my offhand.
The hallway is very short, and very quickly you come to the end of the hall and into the much wider chapel area. The chapel is in shambles, with overturned and broken pews littering the dusty floor.
Shit.
Dozens of candles mounted in candlesticks and candelabras light every dusty corner in a fervent attempt to rid the chapel of shadows. At the far end of the church sits a claw-scarred altar, behind which kneels a priest in soiled vestments. Next to him hangs a long, thick rope.
I'm sorry, I have to ask. Soiled as in dirty or soiled as in he shit himself?
Supposed to be bloodied.
Dirty, but it doesn't smell that great.
Okay, but I'm sure he didn't shit himself, right?
As you're pretty sure from where you're standing.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's. Oh, that means
I
he's
just
dead.
wanted to make sure, like, jeez, well, no, just, it's gross. I'm not gonna walk up to him if it's like,
Next to him,
Somebody's
Nope.
dead, then
I have
they can't
standards.
control anything.
next to him hangs a long, thick rope that stretches up into a bell tower.
Okay.
It's just me, or does someone feel like we're about to fight a Dark Souls boss?
No, see, I thought he was about to say that The priest had hung himself.
It'll be called the priest.
Yeah.
No. It'll be the priest who'll be known as like holy man,
No, see, I'm
emeritus or something.
I'm
And,
thinking more of a tiny little guy with giant hedge trimmers.
Scissor man.
Scissor man.
Okay.
This is no scissor man. Though he is a man.
I think we're a little more capable than a fucking like 15-year-old British girl. No offense.
Absolutely.
But I'm not exactly afraid of Scissor Man. It's a dude with scissors.
What's your spell level, little girl? Jesus.
Yeah.
Magic.
Because you're that one boss.
At
Dark
best,
Souls 3.
she can turn into. She has a split personality with a Japanese man and a shotgun. For that super obscure Clock Tower 3 reference that I'm sure no one knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Clock
Clutching
Tower
his hands
3 or 4.
tightly, kneeled in prayer, he continues as if unaware of you. However, his eyes are jarred open. Not with a scream, but this time with a call from beneath the carriage. With beneath. Father, I am starving! This causes him to open his eyes, and it is then that he notices that he is joined by others.
This motherfucker
With
lock a bunch of vampires into the fucking church.
Neatly,
Weapons
in
drawn.
spite of his noticeably wavering muscles, he forces the man before you, the priest, pushes himself to his feet, and slowly, with dragging steps, approaches the group. Ismark, who have you brought to me? What is the business of this? Ismark explains. We are here for funeral rites. Likely you know who.
His voice is real partial, right? So I'll pull out my water skin and offer it to the priest. He probably hasn't eaten or drank anything for a while.
Should we do that intro?
The man regards the offered water skin almost as if in a daze. You've seen this before, but only because you've been there before. He is sleep deprived. He's likely been praying the night, and then some.
Look,
Slowly, he registers what is being held in front of him, catching up with what he had merely said on likely habit. As you see the wheels turn in his head, you have a moment to explain yourselves, as Ismark has already softly introduced you.
Well, we could explain ourselves, but he could also explain what the fuck's going on.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Father, what is the nature of those screams coming from the basement? And what exactly has happened here?
His eyes almost seem to rebel against him for a moment. As they reopen, a soft, dual trickle, a single tear each, runs down each of his cheeks. As he explains, "It is my son. Evil grips him. It is he who is one of many who marched against Strahd. For curse of curses, he has returned to me, but he has returned to me changed."
Changed in what way?
Please, Do not force me to speak of it. I barely have the strength.
You do not
It is
have-
all that I can do to beseech the Morning Lord to deliver me from this. Deliver us from this.
It's going to. Do you have something in particular?
I was just gonna ask if I can roll a would it be religion check? Do I think that his son is coming back a spawn?
Just gonna be my
Seems to be
assumption.
the implication.
Right, the implication.
That
Okay.
was just gonna be my
Like you can
assumption.
consult your knowledge to confirm it.
Well,
But that is
basically,
what he's
I-
implying.
Yeah, but basically, I want to but the whole him like howling and starving. Basically, I want to check with my knowledge to know that if you starve a spawn long enough, do they just die?
All right, go ahead and give us that check.
16.
Just a moment. Consulting his knowledge, Sasha is fairly confident that it is impossible for vampire spawn to die of hunger,
Okay.
though they will continue to weaken.
I will say.
As he is struggling.
Then what I will say to him is, Father, your son, he is one of Strahd's son. I know it is painful for you to hear, but leaving him down there and starving him will not end this.
Please, I ask that you go no further. Please do not suggest what I feel you are suggesting. I know, I hope, I pray. Surely the Morning Lord will deliver us from this, if only. If
Father, I merely ask that you stay with, it's Ireena, right?
Yes.
Okay. Ireena and, I'm sorry, I'm so bad with names. What's the other one?
Ismark.
Ismark. Ireena with Ismark. We will go see to your son. We will spare him this pain.
No.
Please.
No, please, I beg you, no. You must leave him be. He's no harm to anyone down there.
Out of character, are you sure you want to fight a vampire right now?
It's evil and it has to die.
Yeah, we can't just leave it.
I'm just saying right now.
Put
Is
hand
he-
on shoulder, obviously not enough to ground him. 'Cause he is very weak right now, I would assume.
He's definitely not looking the greatest.
What was his name again? Sorry, it was mentioned a few times. I did not quite catch it.
Even worse, I used the wrong name the first time.
Oh,
He truly is Donovich.
Donovich. Okay.
But before the break, I called him Doru.
Oh.
Which is not his name.
Okay.
Father Donovich, I have been where you are now. Strahd has done the same thing to kin of my own. He has sent an ancestor of mine back as a spawn. He murdered most of the village and managed to turn some of them himself. Some of us had thought,
But my boy couldn't do that. He couldn't.
we thought that
You've heard him. He's below. He can't escape. He won't hurt anyone. Not until we can find another way. There's no reason at all to...
Father, we thought that as well. We had slain almost all of the monsters, save for the children, the young ones. Little did we know that it was too late after we had found them feasting on their parents. It is not right to allow such evil to reside.
But it's not evil. It's my boy.
So while he's talking to Siguror from like behind both of them, Sasha is gonna move back and then like point to Greila and to Crack and be like, basically, let's just go do it. This is going nowhere.
I mean, I'm going to...
You don't understand. If you're from distant lands, perhaps you're a traveler. I could provide you something, anything. What
He's
are
trying-
you two after?
Yeah,
being
he's trying
after
to-
being signaled. What are you two?
He's basically begging you have to know something how to fix this.
No, he's begging to give you something, anything
To
not
stop
do
us.
this.
Oh.
He is aware that he is incapable of stopping you should you choose.
Oh god. You are
He is
making
not
me feel
secretly- he's-
straight
He's
terrible.
not secretly a level 15 cleric.
He's secretly a level 16 cleric.
Sasha, there's
Yeah, this kid's
nothing
getting toast.
we can do.
There's nothing. Actually, no, change that to there is one thing.
What's the one thing?
He must burn.
That was not you, sir. What happens to
Once he has been taken by Strahd, there's no coming back.
Yeah, I assume this is
if
on
a
the down low,
vampire
so
turns
he can't
to
hear.
someone else?
I
A
gave him
more
check with
normal
disadvantage.
vampire, there's no cure for
Yes.
it.
There is
Yes.
no cure, save to kill him and resurrect him. But as I doubt any of us possess that power, he must die.
I
The
think.
state he is in now is beyond pitiable. It is horrible, not being in control of your actions. We are doing him a blessing by ending his life. Also, out of character, you guys don't come. I'm going to go do it by myself.
Sasha's words.
Sasha is very much like,
Sasha's
no, this guy
words
needs to die.
seem to particularly resonate with Ireena as Ismark puts a hand on her shoulder and attempts to comfort him.
Yeah, I don't have perception. Or
We got to ice.
I have perception. I don't have
I
persuasion.
have one spell slot.
And I really don't want to roll intimidation on him. Let us kill your son! Let us do it!
I will cast. Alright, fine. I'll cast guidance on myself.
We'll kill him! We'll kill you too!
Shut up, you fucking psychopath. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's funny.
God damn, that'd be funny as hell.
Dude, it's the guy
I-
can't stop us.
Oh god.
Wait. I'll cast. I'm gonna use guidance on myself, and I'm gonna try to persuade him. I'll say, Father, your son needs to join the Morning Lord instead of existing in this subverted nature he currently has.
By the
He
demon
wheels
himself.
around and then rather frantically grabs Greila while saying, No, you don't understand. You are a woman of faith. Surely you know. The divine powers will deliver us if only we offer prayer. If only we offer.
Oh, he might actually give himself a heart attack if we let him continue.
What is this?
Grayla will say,
If somebody's
hold on.
Darkest dungeon, everyone's just
Shit.
start attacking.
He appears inconsolable.
I wish I had sleep. I just cast sleep on this guy and be done with it.
Father,
I don't have a blackjack. I considered it.
you share the same faith with him. You'll meet him again when you join the Morning Lord. Do not be in a rush. And do not force your child to continue to suffer in this state. I also... Can I roll?
Try saying like a hymn
No.
from.
No,
Yeah,
you
He is
can't
very clearly inconsolable.
Alright. Fuck.
You know Kung Fu, just punch him in the face.
You want to punch a hole?
we're trying to get a favor from him. Jesus
We'll
Christ.
do it stealthily. He won't know it. He'll,
Okay.
Hey, he's so out of his mind, he might think he just fell asleep. Especially if we tell him he just fell asleep, and I'll be like, and then I hit my head on the floor and bumped it, we'll be like, yep.
Okay, hold on.
No.
Looking at this,
See, David likes my plan.
looking at him, look at Greila, look at you, look at Crack.
I'm going to do it.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Father. It is what must be done.
No, don't.
And I'm just gonna turn and go. If no one else goes with me, that's fine. But I'm gonna do. Sasha is not gonna let this evil stay for one more
You
minute.
turn. He feebly grabs at your arm.
I will Get off me, old man!
Fine, I'll punch him in the face.
Don't touch him! We were joking.
He feebly grabs onto Sasha's arm. Crack, quickly recognizing that it is an attack.
Why?
Feeble, sleep deprived, and already pulled off center from his attempt to grab onto Sasha, but his inability to stop him. He is quite easily laid out on the floor.
Crack.
Yes.
You just struck a man of the faith. What is wrong with you? That's bad luck, also.
He needed to sleep. Now he is asleep. Let us go.
Knocking someone
Also out of character. That
Not
was
the same.
That was the best.
I don't
High
think
five.
that good high-fiving this, but okay, whatever.
Knock that old man the fuck out!
Also,
To be fair, if Crack did not, I was considering it myself.
As
Men of faith,
Sorry.
maybe men of faith, but hysterics can lead to dangerous situations. And sometimes force must...
It's a man begging for his son's life.
Ismark
Has
offers, it does not feel right, but I fear perhaps it was the only way it could have ended.
stay with the father.
Stay here.
We'll handle this.
We will both stay here. And do what you must.
No, Ireena needs love, so she's gonna take Strahd.
As we're yeah,
I'm just-
as we're going, I will mention aloud. Well, let's just hope that Donovan is still willing to go along with putting the father to rest after this.
I'm gonna re-up my buffs. I'll cast Light on my shield. I'll cast Guidance on myself. I'll cast Shillelagh on my
So
club.
let's go find the entrance to the place. But before we go down there, what I
We've
want
been
to
in
do
church,
is I
you
want to
should
cast a
revel
cantrip
in
minor illusion to
I
basically
don't think we
make
have
an
to.
image of basically of a very convincing looking like colored statue of Strahd. Technically, you can't do creatures. There's nothing saying you can't do a lifelike statue. And basically, I'm gonna place it like in his field of view, but away from where we'd be entering in. Basically, hoping for him to turn and be like, and give him disadvantage or give us advantage on our stealth check to basically help us get the drop on the guy.
You should probably wait till we actually find the place where he's at.
That's why I said. Once we find the entrance down there, I'm going to create a thing of Strahd to hopefully distract him, so that we can sneak and get into position, so that we can take him by surprise and hopefully take him out before he has a chance to, grab any of us and bite us or something. Me in particular. I mean, the rest of us.
That illusion spell doesn't require like line of sight or anything.
I don't think so. I think it has a range. That I can just target it through the floor.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't think it requires me to have line of sight. As long as
What?
the area I'm targeting is within 30 feet of me, I can just target it through the floor. And just be like, bah,
With a little bit of searching.
ow.
Okay.
You know when you try to drink water, but instead you bang the thing against your teeth?
Yeah.
Yes.
With a little bit of searching, you manage to find the trapdoor that you seek.
Sweet.
It is in one of the side rooms.
Solution time. Veritas.
Cast your illusion.
Oculus. Credo? Sorry. Veritas. Credo. Oculus. And I will create a minor illusion. I should know what I'm whispering that is, so it's not super loud. I'm just saying loud.
Oculus! What the hell was that?
That's cool, man. I gotta chant cool shit.
You were able to hear from beneath the floorboards. Eh?
Now, her. And obviously, I'll point for you to go first.
Okay. We probably should have checked the door. Because now we don't know if it's locked or not.
I'm pretty sure the thing would have busted out if it wasn't locked.
I'm pretty sure it's locked.
Or barred.
Well, the thing is, it's still going to be able to hear the lock being open, so hopefully the distraction will make it less likely to hear the lock being open. So, there we go.
Yeah. I'd say, Crack, give a shot unless you want me to kick the door
I mean,
down.
is there an obvious lock on it? Like, is there like a wooden bar over it, or is there like
There's
a padlock?
a wooden bar.
There's a wooden bar. Okay, then it's probably
Okay.
not locked. We just Well, probably do it quietly. Don't just flip it.
Well, if it's a wooden bar, it's placed over the door, so you have to pick it up.
Oh, I thought it might be one of those sliding bars.
Those are usually metal.
I will still need stealth checks. I will take them with advantage, however.
Sweet.
Because, I mean, it's a little distracting.
Love minor illusion. Best spell. Oh, prove me wrong. I got a 20.
Prestidigitation.
I think minor illusion is the best cantrip, straight up.
14.
Prestidigitation's good.
Oh, see, you said best spell.
Prestidigitation's a cantrip too. If we're
Oh,
counting
is it?
actual best spells, Wish is the best spell because it can be almost any other spell.
Yeah.
I got a 17.
It can even be minor
We
illusion.
had a
It can even be minor illusion.
20, a 17, a 14. Do tell, what did you get?
11.
Alright.
Yeah. Probably fun.
You, as quietly as you can, march your way down the steps.
Hey, fuckface! Take oil!
Knock, knock!
Knock, knock, open up the door, it's me.
The church's undercroft is composed of rough-hewn walls and a floor made of damp clay and earth. Rotting wooden pillars strain under the weight of the wooden ceiling. Candlelight from the chapel above slips through the cracks, allowing you to glimpse a gaunt shape in the far corner. It stands hunched, eyeing suspiciously a figure of Strahd.
Okay. I should note I switched out the oil for the steak.
Very well. It would seem that he has not yet noticed you.
So do we roll initiative and attack him?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that sucks.
Question. If you want to
Wait.
use inspiration, do you have to designate before you roll, I want to use inspiration, or do you roll and then say, I want to use inspiration to re-roll that?
I don't recall if there's a specific restriction. You can go ahead if you desire.
Okay. No, not for this. I'm just talking about for like potential future thing. Did I see Rat King in there?
3 and 6.
There's only one way to find
That
out.
doesn't make any sense.
I thought that was the monster manual.
If you kill a vampire in D&D, his spawn just die after you kill them? Or they continue to exist and spawn, or they turn back? You know?
But I'm pretty sure that guy's toast regardless, and even if he's not,
Who knows?
Sasha's gonna want to kill him because
Killing the vampire might just kill all of the spawn.
he has the curse.
Yeah, that's what
The
it
curse of Strahd.
Alright.
I appreciate that. As such, he did not notice you come down.
Yeah, I got 6, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
which is lame because I wanted to stake him. But
Alright, that's a 6 for you. What about Greila?
For
Initiative.
initiative, 13. Actually 14, but because I forgot dex, but 14.
That's a 6, a 14,
17.
17,
8.
and an 8.
Not last.
Now, remind me, does stealth no longer work in that you get a surprise round?
no, how it works now is because we've successfully any enemy that's not aware when the combat starts has the surprise condition. He rolls initiative as normal, but on his first turn he can't do anything.
But he knows we're there even if we spend our first turn not hitting.
Not until we hit him.
Oh. So
As soon as we initiate combat, which means as soon as one of us hits him, because technically combat doesn't start until then, he has the surprise condition.
I forget, when we were watching the house burn, was that a short rest?
Some people got a short rest, yeah.
Indeed.
I did.
You could have taken a short rest if you wanted.
I took a short rest.
Rage points.
I thought you specifically didn't because you wanted to watch it all the way through. Like, if you
you
did,
can,
that's
you
fine.
can watch the fire and take a short rest. You just can't watch the fire and take a long rest.
Nah, that sounds...
More
More accurate.
I specifically took a short rest. That's how I'm only down 4 hit points instead of being down like 19, which is what I think I was down
Then
at
would
for
I
regular healing.
retroactively be able to roll the hit die from the short rest?
Sure.
So I got my key points back.
Yeah, so you have your key points back, you have your rages back. I got 1 spell slot back, which is how I have 1 spell slot.
Oh.
Otherwise, I'd be totally out.
You guys totally rested, so this shouldn't be news to you.
Yeah, you guys both got long rests.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I watched the fire, so I
As did I.
Alright.
So I believe our 18 would be kicking this off.
We can
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
1 point of difference.
Yeah.
Oh, would the enemy roll an initiative, by the way?
Oh, do you have points?
Mine
Oh,
is-
yeah, that's right.
I didn't get to use them all.
They
the time.
rolled 14.
Let's make that a. Well, if I make a 6, he'll go either at the same time as me or after. I could make it 3.
I mean,
And you know what? Just to be sure, I am going to make it 3. So we'll basically all have 2 rounds of hitting him before he has a chance to do anything.
Alright.
So. Fuck you, now.
hey, man, I don't remember if these guys had the same fucking effect that they did 3.5, which, what was it, level drain on hit?
Level drain's not a thing anymore.
Crack attacks first.
I wish I knew fucking vampire's fucking pain.
For your favorite enemy. Vampires are.
He's undead.
Yeah, you
So your
actually
spear
get.
will do bonus damage.
You also get advantage on recalling things about your favorite enemy.
Yeah,
And
that's
try
true.
to- So you could technically roll an intelligence check to find out about it, and you roll 2d20.
Yeah, but I mean, you still do it with advantage.
You had more.
Is that
You had more. movement.
Jesus
Oh my God!
fucking Christ!
Oh!
Wait, so nothing happened?
That
You did-
had me in my soul.
That's just a normal crit?
What?
No,
Unfortunately.
look at both dice.
No, I know, but doesn't that just mean it's a normal
Yeah,
crit?
it's a. Yeah, it does. Well, it's a skill check, so it doesn't matter anyway. Holy shit,
that's
that's
what-
crazy. He rolled to remember
Yeah.
stuff about that. He's rolling an intelligence check. Sure.
He rolled 2 natural 20s, by the way.
What did you get?
So it's a negative, so it's minus 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So lucky.
Still not bad.
That would have been a sweet attack, though.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Both of them would have been.
Well, he would have
From-
attacked with advantage, so it still would have just been.
From Crack's studies, he is aware that this type of undead is typically resistant to necrotic damage. Predictably so.
Say it ain't so.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing it with non-magical attacks
Goddamn.
will be less effective as well.
I figured.
That's right in my soul.
That's
Naturally, it sees in the dark. It is perceptive, though not greatly so. It also has the ability to regenerate. Even fledglings like these can make dangerous opponents.
Well,
You've also read that it has the ability to climb on walls.
Alright.
However,
Oh,
these
wow.
powers are not afforded without flaws as well. You know that the legends are true. They cannot enter residence without an invitation. Furthermore, you know how they are destroyed. However, piercing its heart with a wooden weapon while it is incapacitated will absolutely harm it, though it is not particularly relevant in this situation.
Right, what is
Perhaps later.
it has to be while incapacitated?
That's what it said.
A vampire is destroyed if a piercing weapon made of wood is driven into its heart while it is incapacitated in its resting place. However, I believe this is just like in addition to destroying it. I don't think it means only that way.
Okay.
So, exposed on stream, but not stream if that is the only way.
Fair enough.
Alright.
Furthermore, you know that it is highly sensitive to sunlight.
Should have just shot this fucker with a harpoon and used our truck to drive him out in the sunlight.
No, so they're quite quick. This thing will be able to attack him from the pillows. So he's dealing with something that's quite scrappy.
Get in there and leave his ass.
Yeah.
You have more movement as a monk, right?
Yeah.
40
feet.
feet.
40
Oh
feet.
yeah. So yeah, you can reach it, no
Would
problem.
you like me to advance you?
If not possible, I can be here so that he doesn't have cover when I push it out.
Would you like to?
I do not want that happening.
But first off, I don't have any second level spell slots, so you don't have to worry about that. Second
We'll
off,
just
I
Does
know
Hank know that?
well, that's fine. So what are you gonna do? Run forward and be like, "Don't let me on fire!" Fireman! Fireman! Oh come on! I don't even have spell slots for that. Also firebolt.
Whatever you shall do, it is on you.
Also, just double checking. Take me all right, like this big.
No. They're tiny.
Or what one?
No, a Sakara is very small.
I'll spend 1 key point, I think, for area blows. So, and then
If you wish.
Remember, all these have advantage because they haven't gone yet.
Yeah. So,
So all attacks have advantage over them while they haven't gone.
No, for a ranger.
That is it.
Yeah.
If
It's
you,
just because he's unaware of us, but once crack hits them, they'll be aware, so they won't. Preceding attacks won't have advantage.
Hold on.
ten damage on the first hit.
It's
Very well.
On the rolls, right? Not
And then,
damage rolls.
It's 2 on arm.
Is your
attack,
is your
Yeah.
attack? Do your count as magical?
he has a silvered weapon, if that makes a difference.
Yeah, you should-
Remember?
It shouldn't apply. Yeah, the silver short sword, but that. I don't think vampires are affected by that. Are they?
To Crack's knowledge, he's not.
Yeah, it's just if we come across werewolves, we'll be able to be like, haha.
Isn't it only werewolves that are
Yeah,
silver?
pretty sure.
There's no like fairy.
There might be. I haven't read through the monster.
22 on the second.
That is also hit.
And I believe this is unarmed, so yeah, D4.
Alright.
8 damage. And then my last attack, my third attack. Okay, 25.
That is it.
Okay. Last one. Fine, grab it. Fuck you, dice. 5 damage.
He's cut, slashed, punched. He reacts as one might expect, recoiling.
I'll say character die.
He is, as of yet, unable to answer. Strike against him. And if I remember correctly, it's Grandma's turn now. And you have 14, right?
Yeah. I will cast Spiritual Weapon next to him and make that attack him. And
Do you want to use one of your decks for everything?
no, just put it away. Alright, okay. Whatever you're least likely to need to use. Does a 16 hit?
It does.
Alright.
Does it kick up or
Then he takes
Can't recall. I don't think so.
He takes 11 force damage from a spear, and I'm also going to cast Sacred Flame on him, which he needs to make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 radiant damage. The DC is 14. Does he have disadvantage on
Unfortunately,
his save? Alright.
Could I get a reminder? You used your portent after all, right?
Yeah, so reduces initiative 3 plus its dexterity modifier. And I'll note it cannot take reactions until after its first turn has been skipped as part of surprise, but you do not get advantage for something being surprised.
The Sacred Flame.
It didn't hit.
Well, I was gonna ask, does it do half damage even if save is made? And since you were already rolling, I thought, oh, okay, it does.
Cantrips don't work that way.
There's only one that does.
No,
Very well.
cantrip is
No.
half damage. I don't think so. I'm almost positive that every cantrip by design is not going to have damage in this.
I remember that you got a 6. What was it that you got again? Believe it or not, it is Siguror's turn.
Okay.
All right. Well, in current position, he is actually out of my range for an attack. So what I'm going to do is take the dash action, and since I move at least 20 feet, when I get to him as a bonus action, I will use a Goring Rush, which I can attack with my horns.
Very well.
Should have been wearing red. Got it because he's a bull.
Rookie mistake.
And since he's been hit, no advantage.
Well, it doesn't matter. Being surprised doesn't grant you advantage.
No, you roll 2 because you're a
However,
ranger.
because he hasn't acted yet,
The inspiration
you,
on that. By the way,
you still have advantage because you're a ranger.
I don't
So a ranger,
He doesn't get his turn the first go round, right?
he does not get his turn the first round. Which actually means on your next turn, you'll still have advantage because he hasn't acted yet.
know.
The surprise condition means you cannot take an action and you cannot move.
Very fancy.
14 hit.
Unfortunately, it does not. Proves just a tad while this time. It is then.
Well, activate rage, of course. Oh, wait, sorry, that gives a +2. So, 16 then? Sorry, rage.
That would hit.
Okay. But it would have been immediately right if you allowed me to retroact it. If not, it is understandable since I did not.
That's fine.
So okay.
So horns are d6 plus strength plus 2 and it's piercing, so 10, 12, 12 damage.
Alright.
And he is now surrounded, which should help.
I'm going to cast Catapult. I'm going to launch a thing of oil in it. He has to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take damage and cover your oil. And what its roll is, I believe, 5 or 14.
His other roll was 12.
I will use Portent because I think he probably has 60 dex behind Big Cast. Because it said they're really fast, right? Yeah.
Well, it didn't, but you saw him evade the Sacred Flame.
So I'm guessing I'll use the Portent. Does the roll being a 6 plus his dexterity modifier mean you take the damage?
I believe so.
Okay, cool. Then he takes
Most definitely.
15 divided by half, but he's covered in oil, which means on the next turn, which I cast Fireball time, we'll take extra damage from that. Additionally, Sakar is going to move over and grant. Are you going to keep casting Sacred Flame, or are you going to move up and try to hit him?
I'm gonna keep casting Sacred Flame.
He's like, fuck
Magic
that!
damage, right?
Fuck that! Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but-
actually.
Radiant damage. He's not dead.
Oh my god, fine. Then I will use it to give Seer advantage on his next attack. So you don't have to attack him, since he's going to have to anyway.
Siguror is a defeated. That will come into play a little later. The creature is whirling around, his head abuzz. Is Crack's turn, as he cannot go yet. He's still getting over the shock.
Dude, if you had like a bloody tongue right now, we could totally do like some shishi or bullshit. I light him up with the oil and we're just like. He doesn't snap. He doesn't fire sword.
I got one more key for it. I'm wondering if I should just use patient defense.
That he is just trying to make president of the world.
Well,
Oh, G?
use patient defense, I guess. So, looks like a disadvantage on my you fucking guys, what the fuck?
So you're not attacking this time?
No, because it doesn't take my attack.
Okay. I don't know what patient defense is.
He's spending a key point to auto Kelly is using the dodge action. Meaning that if the enemy survives and attacks him after.
You actually don't have to do that. Due to him being surrounded by me being enraged and me hitting him, if he attacks anybody else but me, he will have disadvantage. And if he does manage to hit anybody else but me, that
that's
person
true.
will have
He'll have disadvantage against you anyway because of his ancestral spirits.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Save a key once.
I'll use my key point that will attack. On flurry blows.
Very
And
well.
unfortunately, I got a 10.
On that first hit.
And that's a spirit hit.
Yeah, that
That
sucks. The spear. It's probably the one that's going to do the most damage.
Yep.
Your spear thrusts, and the person catches air.
Why can we do this on spirit hit? Fuck. That's a 24. Fist.
That connects.
Yep.
Let me just double check. You don't add strength damage unless the name says plus strength.
6
Correct?
damage. Okay. Next one.
A modest one. Yours doesn't answer.
Longsword.
No, it does. The other weapons that I just strength attacks.
Okay, I was wondering.
25.
Plus strength.
That's what I wanted to hit.
Yeah.
That's
25. That would be 8 damage. I got a 19 on the last fucking roll. And a fucking 18 on the previous one. That could be
Not every
fucking
roll can be
spirit.
good.
The vampire spawn is further bloodied. Now it's Greil's turn.
So you can climb again. And also another spear attack.
Yeah, weapons from your.
The spear is a 24 to hit. But it only does 5 damage. 5 force damage.
It's 5 not reduced damage. Right? Because it's magic.
Alright.
It is from a spell, but it's force damage and specify magic force. Or, I don't know.
This time he does not evade the sacred flame.
I guess. So then he
Issue
takes
2, his flesh being pierced by the spear.
he takes 5 radiant damage.
He's pierced and scarred. Now it is Siguror's turn.
Alright.
Scar.
The bird.
Distraction bird, ahoy.
Wait, what do you have disadvantage? Because I'm not thinking.
No. He has disadvantage on attacking anybody but.
Yeah, he doesn't have this.
No, I.
Even when you use
Now-
reckless attack?
Attacking recklessly gives you advantage, but like you get
Right,
disadvantage
but he doesn't
later.
have to.
He's
No.
not going to use attack
No, no,
recklessly because
attacking-
he has advantage from somewhere else.
Attacking recklessly means you have advantage, but then that means all attacks
Right.
on you have advantage.
Alright, no.
I skipped that part because it wasn't completely relevant.
I was confused. I thought you were doing the thing for the rest of your thing.
20 to hit.
That's it.
6 damage.
You strike into the creature.
And there's nothing down here but just walls and floor, right?
Walls, floor, and the wooden beams that support the floor.
Then I might as well, since I hit him, hammering horns, try and knock him down.
That would be
Right! And if there's nothing to push him back, well, if there's nothing to push him back into, then never mind.
very well.
The wall, because it doesn't belong to much.
Now, the balls and Sasha's portion.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Nice. 10 fire damage plus an additional 5 fire damage, so 15 fire damage. And I will incant Incertus Polka Imperium, and I will fire a bolt of magic flame, attempting to strike him in the face. Max damage, yes. And he shouldn't resist fire.
A very impressive blow. Briefly, the darkness of the Undercroft is aglow with arcane flame as he cries out in pain.
I expected him to die.
His unearthly howl is only stemmed slightly by the, you two up front can see it, gradual reformation of his flesh. It by no means undoes all that has been done. However, it is a start. Though
So,
this does not
There's
come
no
as
way
a
to
surprise
stop
to
his
Crack.
vision.
I guess not.
This does not come as a surprise to Crack. He is aware that even these fledglings can regenerate, though he is aware it is not much. In out-of-game terms, about 10 hits.
That can outpace our damage.
Jeez!
We all roll.
I was under the impression undead lost some of their abilities when they're hit with radiant damage.
Not all in that.
Not all undead, I like that.
Well, not all undead.
This isn't a fucking hashtag.
Far more noteworthy is its ability to drain life from the living to restore vitality.
Yep.
Yeah, the two
And
combined.
Reduce,
I asked you if you wanted to fight it. Right?
reduce the upper limit of one's vitality as well.
Yeah, I can drain myself.
While healing his own.
Well,
Hence why I
Hopefully
did
it's
not
Siguror.
it.
because you have the tank thing on.
Yeah.
So you have the most health to lose.
I also take the least amount of damage.
He is not the freshest aggressor, the most recent, but he is the most prominent. In desperation, his wild eyes flicker to Siguror's visage, and he lashes out.
I mean, he's still probably got a head. HC's now.
Use advantage?
No. Wait. I'm remembering the werewolf's claw bite.
Yeah, he has multiple
Oh.
attack.
Right. God damn it. What a punk.
He said that the guy had multiple attacks and Jeff made it.
Hey, shut up. Shut up.
No.
He lunges
Alright,
fangs
second.
first, but Siguror denies him.
Alright,
He
but
then
you decide.
flashes out, attempting to regain some offensive ground with a claw, and this connects.
Well, hey, probably the bite the
Yeah.
Inflicting 11 damage.
Oh,
He-
but
Yet
Rage.
by half.
yeah.
So okay.
6.
Reduced, however, as well.
Right, because D&D round.
Oh,
No,
the
it's
TV
down.
round's down, so yeah, 5. Sorry.
Right, that's still weird to me.
Used to remember.
Me too.
Round is normal.
It then comes back around to Crack.
I don't
Fucking
think you have advantage anymore. He's gone, so.
Yeah, right.
I mean, unless this is enough to kill me. SOL, buddy.
13.
Unfortunately, that was a miss.
Okay, fine. This attack.
Bird punch! Shouldn't you kick him since you have like talons down there?
I can kill him.
Oh my god.
Falcon
I was gonna say it's a falcon punch. Not really, because he's not a falcon. But kind of.
Kinku, monk of the
21.
sun.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I got 60.
I already figured out that.
6.
Or Falco, sorry.
Alright.
Oh.
And
I don't know how you have to
Okay. Crag lashes out with his spear. It is a miss. He lashes out with his talony fist. It is a hit, though less effective than he would have liked. It is then Graila's turn.
I will repeat my previous rounds with
If
a...
Divine doesn't reduce the damage, it'll do more damage than Shillelagh.
Is there space available?
Yeah.
Magic weapon.
Yeah.
Magic weapon.
Okay.
For
All
terms
right.
of moving around.
I will...
Well, you can do what you want.
That's true.
Yeah,
you
it's-
like, bro.
I'll move up and hit him with my weapon, so I build my character the way I did. So, one of them, I use the same type of book. So I got a 16, not a 16. I got a 22 to hit with one of them.
That's
And
it.
that is 8 damage for that. And then for the other, I got a 14 to hit. Is that
That is a miss.
that is a miss? Alright.
I just realized something. You're gonna have partial cover, right? From your spells.
Yeah, but I can get around that.
Though one of your blows misses, the other one connects. He reels, stumbling for a moment. His breathing is haggard. His hair, while messy before, is even messier still with matted blood.
You guys are still making me feel terrible because we're murdering these guys. Oh, technically he's dead already, but
Yeah,
still.
it's. Think of him like a zombie.
Stop being a wuss.
You know not what he does.
He is not
he
long.
literally begged us not to murder his fucking child, and we're like, nope.
Your son's already
Being a
dead!
wuss.
He was
He
like,
is not
I'll
long
give
for
you
this
anything.
world, though he is holding on thus far. It is Siguror's turn.
Give up. That's very well. Yeah, just can try and go for the neck. Still aided or not?
No. No, sorry, I had to pull it back to target it with the fireball.
Okay. Reckless. 17 to hit.
And that is a hit.
You look at it like it's gonna be trade or
9,
something.
10. No, I was making sure I grabbed a D10, not a D8 by accident.
Yeah.
That's 10 damage. Does me his next step. Add the advantage.
He is further bloodied,
Or his advantage.
his breath further rasped. He holds on, but barely. This facsimile of a man.
Thank you.
It is then Sasha's turn.
Does a 20 hit?
Yes.
Okay. I pull a thing of acid. I'm gonna throw it on him. Basically, like throwing it up and over so it falls directly on top of him, and that'll be an 8 acid damage. Using Sakar to basically tell him where to aim. Actually, I know it doesn't. Well, if it doesn't change anything, can I walk forward hold the acid up, have Siguror take it, and then have Siguror just drop it on his head.
Yeah, that's really
Because I think that's way cooler. And
You
me
may.
and Siguror trained to fight as one. Except he doesn't really fight stuff, he just points me in directions over there.
Here you go, Siguror. Take this.
Where we walking?
Well, I'm just generically walking forward towards him. It depends on if the move kills him or not. I'll walk on. Because I can move after attacking, so I'm going to move 2 steps forward, do the attack, and if it keeps moving, or if it kills him, I'm going to walk the rest of the way.
It does not.
Yeah.
He howls and hisses in pain.
His
His,
oh, fucker.
his own vitality stretched to its breaking point.
Okay.
That is here.
Skin still sizzling, he kneels to the ground and holds up his hands and pleads, "Wait, no! Please! Relent! I beg you!"
That is not how the rest of these people were. I'm just saying.
Insight. He's I mean,
He's
sure.
begging, it's not a lie.
I mean,
Is combat still going
well, it
on?
could be
Or
longer.
are people still-
because if he's telling the truth, then yeah, he gives up.
Whether he gives up or not doesn't
Technically,
mean
combat
he's
is
an
still
evil
going.
creature.
If he's given up, you could technically say.
22. 22 insight. See if he's lying, or if he actually gives up.
You are positive this is merely a trick. Inspired to perhaps gain an opening or perhaps a bargain of some kind. He fears for his life, which Siguror knows means it is ending soon.
Also, if we stop, he can regenerate and then try to kick our ass again.
Yeah, no, I'm just. That's probably what he's hoping
Well,
for.
it's his turn now anyway. Right?
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna snort at him. Fucking lying piece of shit.
If he snorts at him, I will say, our ears are as deaf to your pleas as your masters were. Abomination.
He then attempts to flee, scrabbling up.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, he can run up walls.
But that provokes attacks of opportunity.
It does.
Unless he has a special
does.
thing that says it doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, he could have had an nimble escape. I guess.
Kind of wish that.
What the fuck?
I rolled that.
Did you all just totally?
We all whipped. No, and they're upstairs.
Baddies.
Oh, they're
Jesus, man.
upstairs.
Wait.
No, I'm joking.
Wait, inspiration. You can't use this on.
Oh yeah.
Oh
use
yeah.
mine
I'm
too.
going.
15 on hit? No, wait.
Oh,
No,
damn.
no.
What
no,
the fuck?
I rolled bad too.
No, wait. Rage does not add to hit. It only adds to damage.
So 8
13.
plus 5, yeah,
6.
or 6. So 14.
14.
You got any inspiration?
Nah, he uses inspiration.
Yeah, I already used it earlier.
I used mine and I got trash. Even worse. I got a fucking 7.
Damn it.
What about you?
Does 19 hit? Yeah, 19 hits. What am I saying? I don't know why I'm like over here like all dejected like I'm
It's like,
missing
oh
it.
god, I fucked up so bad.
I only got a 19.
It wasn't critical.
6 for damage, so probably not enough to put him down.
It's magic damage, right?
It is.
Shillelagh?
But
It might be. No, wait, his turn.
he heals 10 health around.
He scurries up the wall, you swing out at him as he does so. Two of you miss, one of you connects, taking more from him.
But he's
Not enough to
dead.
kill him. He scrabbles up the wall, and then reaches the ceiling and gets maybe a little ways.
How far is this out?
The ceiling is 25 feet above.
He's still gonna get got from you, so you can fuck
I
him.
can still hit him. Yeah. Yeah.
If you throw shit at him.
Yeah, I got shit to chuck.
That brings it back around to Craig.
Run to the stairs so he can't get to the fucking door.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'll yell the door. I'll yell the door. Like, don't let him out.
And
It's
then
not
he-
my turn yet. I can't move.
And then
I know, but
then the
The creature
vampire-
hisses in protest and resentment.
The vampire's like, right
Okay.
the door.
Go to the door and I'll shoot across the wall afterwards.
Very well. You move and you shoot.
16.
That is a hit.
I
Nice.
got a 5. Oh, wait, no.
No,
7. So damage.
Okay. Now remind me, how much movement do you have?
40 feet. So,
You know, I'm surprised he didn't try. Well, I mean, if he's at critical HP,
yeah, 40 feet.
probably wouldn't have. But if he had swung, he would have advantage
40
on both his
feet?
bite
Yeah.
and his slash.
By my count, you can't reach the door.
40 feet. 5, 10, 15, 25.
he can go through your space.
Oh, yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40. You can reach there.
Okay. It's a little better. However, the doorway is technically up
Well, you're dead.
Like 20
That was like,
feet up.
I think he is both.
here. You can also fire and tag with the bolts. It is now Graila's turn.
Greila will also head towards the door at 30 feet. She'll move her spear up to him on the ceiling, and she will cast Sacred Flame at him. So he can fuck off.
He does not make the save.
Alright, the spear, 20 feet of hit,
That is a hit.
8 damage from the spear. Oh, I gotta roll fucking 6. Sacred Flame is also 8 damage.
Die already. And you have so much health.
His flesh is both scorched and rent as he meets his final end,
Good.
falling
Thank God.
from the ceiling.
Okay. Now the fight's over. You can still have the Snickers, but Sasha is going to move over. Is he on his face?
He does fall.
I'm gonna go to the head.
Then
I
I'm
have
going to
health
flip
piece.
him over. I'm right in front of him. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the stake in one motion. I'm going to pull the stake out. I'm going to shove it in his chest, and I'm going to, with my other hand, shove garlic in his mouth. If your sword is already out, I will let you cut his head
Oh
off.
yeah, fucking no.
As he is staked, his eyes shoot open, his body recoiling in its last moments of defiance against the ending of its unlife. His head is removed from his shoulders as swiftly as he is staked, gargling on bile and garlic.
You're a vampire.
You dick.
What? He ran up to the ceiling. I can move my spear and it's
Did
Sacred
like
Flame.
30
bonus
damage. You didn't
action.
die.
He dealt almost the same amount of damage too between him and his spear.
Indeed.
I don't like 30.
Is done.
I don't like 38.
I'm just wondering what this is.
Also, I did it without having all my spell slots back, like some people.
I understand.
Most definitely.
Fuck.
Having been slain,
Hmm.
what does the group do with this second body?
We
Burn
should.
Yep, we have to
Yeah,
burn
I
it.
guess burn it.
We probably shouldn't burn it down in the basement.
Yeah, so it's, well,
We can take it out into the sunlight. It's still daytime.
Oh.
Is it?
yeah, but if we pull it out in front of the guy's unconscious.
Yeah.
Good job punching that guy, otherwise this would have been way more awkward. Actually, in character, I will say, it is actually probably good that you struck the old man. I would not want him to see us carry out his son's headless corpse.
Hmm.
Although it is no longer his son and ceased to be so, the second Strahd gained a hold of him.
Body over shoulder. If
Should
you
find places
want to
to
grab
sleep.
the head, it's up to you. No.
Sure.
Okay.
I will pick his head up by the hair. I wish I had multiple of them so I could be like that part in Dracula where fucking Helsing has the three of the brides by the head. By the hair.
You may
Such
yet
a cool fucking shot.
you may yet have your chance.
You should go up to make sure he's still
Ireena
sleeping. He's still sleeping.
When he says
When you
sleeping,
resurface.
I will squint at him again and be like, unconscious is not sleeping all the
Crack's
time.
ability to knock an old man out?
In
Oh my god, you
experience-
threw a right cross and knocked his old ass out. I just realized that.
What's this?
Because the boys in the hood are always hard.
Oh, yeah.
In my experience, priests are a sturdier bunch than normal people.
He'd been awake for like multiple days on end. You could tell by looking at him.
He couldn't grapple me. That's a sad display.
The head you take in your hand, Sasha can't help but notice.
Well, I guess the
Smells.
car notice. Oh, okay, it's not.
Yeah, I caught myself. Smells of blood and dirt and garlic.
That's slightly less bad.
Yeah. I mean, you feel like garlic. Yeah.
But
Let's-
also of flour?
Flower.
Like what you bake with?
Like that grows in fields.
Oh, flowers.
Can
Okay.
I roll nature to identify it? Or maybe religion if it has any sort of significance to
You
the
need
castle
not.
of Strahd? Okay.
You recognize the scent because there was a point where you knew it well. There are some fields that, while everywhere in Barovia is pretty dour, there's a less dour place that some go, either by themselves or with loved ones.
I wouldn't go anywhere by myself.
This place is a hellscape from which there is no escaping.
It is dangerous, but there is a view that some say is worth the danger for the
Well, I wouldn't know
respite
anything
it
about that.
gives. You would not, but perhaps he once did.
That's really sad. But he's a corpse now, so Sasha doesn't give a shit.
Out of character, is that where he got attacked?
He was already dead when we came down.
No, his dad said that he was
They
one of the
attacked
people
him,
who attacked
yeah.
Strahd, which ballsy, stupid, ballsy.
Yeah,
Hey.
that's also what we're hoping.
Yeah,
to
that's what
do.
we're going to do.
When you resurface,
Yeah, and it's not any smarter than when we do it.
when you
Okay.
resurface, Ireena opens her mouth and then closes it, unable to speak.
I
Ismark,
hold the corpse. I put my hand in and I'm just like, it's okay, Ireena, everything's gonna be fine. I don't do that.
Ismark asks, or remarks rather, I assume it is done.
Almost.
I will hold up the head and say, I believe so.
Not yet.
But please, why don't you ask him?
I'm assuming they knew this person
He
and
just
his
shove you on the
life
shoulder.
Have some tact.
He offers
Door.
no words.
Door.
And I will say, whatever he was is gone now. He's merely a monster. It is better you
Question,
think
do
of
we
him in terms
know
of
if
jest
their bodies
and
like
sadness.
burn when they get in the sun? Like if you throw the corpse of one
Yeah.
in the sun, it just.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Very
There.
sensitive to sunlight. However, it is particularly overcast here. Now,
Also, out of character, I am playing to my flaw.
I
He's
got
dead.
you.
I
it's
don't.
true. In character, people's objections make sense.
Yeah.
Out of character, I understand. However, you will be able to figure out something, and at your leisure.
Yeah, if anything, we can just burn him.
You open the door. The sun's rays, at least here, do not seem to char the young man. You'll have to set about it yourself.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, Strahd is master. It's why would you let the sun come out where he can die? Right?
Is there cloth or like bedding or
Something
something?
you want
That's
to
just...
wrap him up? Let's just burn him.
Okay, you can't just straight up burn them.
I can, I can firebolt him. B,
Right.
with my alchemist kit, I can start a
We
fire.
have magic.
You could do
Right.
more.
I know. Yeah, I'll burn him. Place him in the head. Because of Graila's and Siguror's exception, I will not drop the head unceremoniously, but instead, like, bring it most of the way down and then drop it a little bit because he really doesn't care. But it's like, you probably wouldn't even notice. Just drop, and then Greila. Actually, Ireena, did you know this man?
I did.
Would you care to say anything on his behalf?
Someone should. Ireena briefly speaks of virtue lost and what the presence of evil in this land means for those who suffer within it. Reflecting upon how easy it is to be lost in this place, how easy it is to lose oneself. But I take respite in knowing that, though tragically, his battle is concluded. As the smoke wafts into the air.
Oh, I wanted to say the words before I lit him up.
Yeah.
If that changes anything.
Before they deal with it, rune of separation on his forehead, basically in hope that the shit that's infected him doesn't cross over with him.
You offer your own, potentially strange rituals. He is lit ablaze. However, when this happens, something peculiar.
Okay, so then I cast a
Something
spell.
peculiar happens.
The smoke, of its own accord, begins to twist, whirl, stretch, as if a curtain surrounds the group. It does not infringe, but it obscures. Shapes become visible within its folds all around you. The only indication that Sasha gets is feeling Siguror like cuddle close to his cheek, but he can feel that the little bird is trembling. All of a sudden it disperses, immediately, as if invisible hands thrust it aside. What was slowly dwindling sunlight has become dark night sky, illuminated by despair
instantaneously became night?
Yes. You
Wow.
feel as if you have been plunged into icy cold waters from which there is no emergence. And you have been joined, though he's still a little ways away. A mere 15 feet from you stands a veritable mountain of a man, swaddled in what can only be described as living darkness. His form seems to stretch and shrink despite not moving at all, and his gaunt, pale figures carve a striking shape against the crisp night air.
I want to say whatever the girl's name is, I can't remember right now. Ireena, Ismark, Ireena and Ismark inside now.
You attempt to do this, but your voice refuses to leave the confines, the safety, relative safety, of your throat.
Alright.
Does this?
Ismark grabs Ireena and pulls her close as best that he can, as you are all thrust into the awareness that this is, without a mistake, the devil Strahd von Zarvich himself. Unmistakable, even if you had not heard anything about him.
Right.
His presence almost justifying itself. He smiles a wry smile.
Great.
Nothing dares infringe upon this silent event until Around the group, ghostly shapes begin to rise. These ghostly shapes, their postures are listless, their faces twisted in mournful looks of agony. They're unique to the phantoms that you've seen thus far, in that every single one of them possess markings and symbols of being adventurers like yourselves. They wear armor and robes. They carry shields and swords and staves. Mournfully, they begin to march. They come closer. One of them passes right through a crack. Slowly they come together. Slowly they form a line. And slowly they march their way out of the graveyard in the direction of Castle Ravenloft. The ghoul before you remarked, "What a wonderful sight. Corpses among the dead. You should feel honored to witness this. One of Barovia's many wonderful sights."
No.
Can we talk now, or are we still silent?
If you dare.
Okay, well, I will
I
dare,
mean, you can try.
and I will say, "Do svidaniya." It's just good evening.
And to you as well.
By what occasion have you come to bless our ceremony?
I merely come wander to witness. I do so enjoy this phantom march. I was almost afraid you would miss it, my dear." He looks past you to Ireena. He takes long, gliding steps, as naturally as a bird flies or a fish swims. His posture completely relaxed, as if the very concept of any one of you striking against him is unthinkable.
He's walking towards her, though.
Yeah, if you step in towards
I'm
her,
gonna
gonna step in
square my
front.
shoulders and step in
You're
front
gonna
of
get
him.
us all killed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right now. We'll
I-
take her, and then we'll save her later.
It did reach me that you planned to depart, and before moonlight. Ismark moves his upper half, but his legs refuse to work. He attempts to put himself in the way, but falls tragically short. The foot between him and Strahd is almost as if a mile. Ireena herself hunches slightly, puts a hand towards her blade, but it stops, almost with a mind of its own. I could not deny you such a sight. And I must admit, your company has intrigued me as well.
Faint praise from the Lord of Barovia. I can see from all around you that there have been a great many that have interested you over the years.
Make no mistake. You and your companions hold a very hallowed honor, in that you may yet prove more than mild distractions. But rest assured, we will conclude our business before then. Ireena bites her lip, and a mixture of emotions takes her face. Despite his inability to move, Ismark says, "You will not. We will take her beyond your reach."
Yeah, I don't imagine that.
That was not a good idea.
Strahd spares but the briefest glance in his direction before turning on his heel and beginning to walk away. Do take in the sights, but I advise you, when you receive my invitation, and he whirls back around, revealing a face that has been replaced from cold, cool calculation to eyes of disturbed fury and passion, I advise that you take it.
There are many things I would like to say, but no, not yet.
I mean,
If he's gonna turn and leave, does he just let it hang in the air for a while, or does he turn back around to go?
it hangs for a moment before he twists and warps and then disappears in a great plume of howling smoke that echoes the chorus of the fallen. The ghosts continue to march.
So he didn't take Ireena though, right? She's still here. Yeah.
He's just messing with us.
Yeah.
Once he leaves, since I know he can still hear me anyway, Sasha will say, "Goodbye, Chilovishe."
For this night, the devil has chosen to leave you be.
Like yes.
Does it stay
You may
night after he
choose-
leaves?
It does.
Oh fuck. Well, let's get back inside.
You may choose to take advantage of this, or to brave the wilderness beyond.
No, David.
Say to Ireena, we barricade ourselves in tonight and rest, and then from there we will plan the next move. I need time for preparations, and I think we can all use some sleep.
A meager nod is all that she can manage. The group of you move back inside.
Bar the doors.
Bar the doors, take some of the pews, put them in front as well.
Do I have a lawn?
Nobody's
Do your
using
best
these.
to bar the doors and hunker down. When next we pick up, we'll be dealing with your rest and the aftermath and the plan moving forward.
Yeah, and there's some of
Alright, cool.
backpack.
But for now, I am David Harper.
Oh, I'm Mario Vilas. You can find more of me on the Lights Camera Initiative on Twitter. I thought the session was pretty cool. The demon Strahd appeared at the end, so that was pretty cool. I got to use some bad Russian, so I apologize. I got the first part right. The second one I'm less familiar with.
Some brushing.
I don't speak it well,
Bad Russian.
or really at all.
In the face of evil, we do what we can.
So again, Baba, I apologize if you watch this. And yeah, that's me. It was cool. I'm excited for next week.
I'm Robert. I had fun. Hopefully, we get to kick his ass eventually.
Then we
But
don't
if
die
not-
on the way there.
Yeah, and we don't die on the way there, but we'll see. I don't have social media, so that's all I gotta say.
Jeff, playing crack already. It was fun, interesting.
Got to kill the vampire.
Yeah, the vampire killing was cool. Unfortunately, it was the guy's son, and we have to deal with that, as well as the fact to make sure he's okay, because getting knocked out is not good.
We tried to deal with him. He broke free, ran outside into the sun. We're sorry, your god killed your son. We're sorry.
I'm sure
I'm
he
not
would
gonna-
not believe that bullshit.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
lie.
That is one way to go about it.
And
I would have points of deception.
the Strahd thing was
I don't care.
Pretty
You
cool.
still roll bad.
No, I said I
hopefully
don't.
we do get to kick his ass.
So
So
apart
what's
from your
going on?
plans to lie or not lie,
Yeah.
We're not lying.
I enjoyed it very much as well. Probably glad actually got to see what he looks like, and I was totally expecting some type of mass mic hold person thing, and he was gonna make off with her. We're gonna have to fucking ghost and ghouls
He
this
wants
shit.
to. He wants to sweat it first.
Well, he doesn't. He's not afraid of us. We don't intimidate him at all. So
Right.
he doesn't.
Yeah.
He feels like he can take her
He
whenever
wants
he
to
wants.
Yeah, he's gonna mess around with us first and make us sweat.
who knows
Like a
his
dick.
motivations?
Oh yeah.
Well,
sure.
it plays to our favor.
Well, the more you stress out your victim, the easier it is to control him.
Maybe. But we'll get stronger in the meantime. So he's just fucking himself.
But one can only hope that it will be enough.
Mm.
That is the rest of us. Fare thee well until next week.
Bye.
Hi.
Bye.